लक्षद्वीप की सुंदरता को शब्दों में समेटना बहुत मुश्किल है। मुझे इस बार अगत्ती, बंगारम और कवरत्ती में आप सभी परिवारजनों से मिलने का अवसर मिला है। लक्षद्वीप का जमीनी इलाका भले ही छोटा हो, लेकिन लक्षद्वीप के लोगों का दिल समुद्र जितना विशाल है। आपके स्नेह, आपके आशीर्वाद से मैं अभिभूत हूं। मैं आपका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। माइक
ലക്ഷദ്വീപിലെ ഭരണാധികാരി ശ്രീ പ്രഫുൽ പട്ടേൽ ജി, ഇവിടുത്തെ ലോക്സഭാ അംഗം, ലക്ഷദ്വീപിലെ എന്റെ കുടുംബാംഗങ്ങളെ നമസ്കാരം. എല്ലാവർക്കും സുഖമാണെന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. ഇന്ന് ലക്ഷദ്വീപിലെ പ്രഭാതം കണ്ടിട്ട് മനസ്സ് പ്രസന്നമായി. ലക്ഷദ്വീപിന്റെ സൗന്ദര്യം വാക്കുകളാൽ വർണ്ണിക്കാൻ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുള്ളതാണ്. എനിക്ക് ഇത്തവണ അഗത്തി, ബംഗാരം, കവറത്തി എന്നിവിടങ്ങളിൽ എന്റെ കുടുംബാംഗങ്ങളായ നിങ്ങളുമായി ഒത്തുചേരാൻ അവസരം കിട്ടി. ലക്ഷദ്വീപിന്റെ ഭൂമി വിസ്താരം ചെറുതാണ്. എന്നാൽ ലക്ഷദ്വീപിലെ ജനങ്ങളുടെ ഹൃദയം സമുദ്രത്തെക്കാളും വിശാലമാണ്. നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്നേഹവും ആശീർവാദവും കൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ മൂടപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഞാൻ എന്റെ നന്ദി അറിയിക്കുന്നു.
എന്റെ कुटुंबांगंगले आजादी के बाद दशकों तक केंद्र में जो सरकारें रही, उनकी प्राथमिकता सिर्फ अपने राजनीतिक दल का विकास था। जो दूर सुदूर के राज्य हैं, जो बॉर्डर पर है या जो समंदर के बीच में है, उनकी तरफ ध्यान नहीं दिया जाता। बीते 10 वर्षों में हमारी सरकार ने जो बॉर्डर के इलाके हैं, जो समंदर के आखिरी छोर के इलाके हैं, वहां हमने उन्हें अपनी प्राथमिकता बनाया है। भारत के हर क्षेत्र, हर नागरिक का जीवन आसान बनाना, उसे सुविधा से जोड़ना ही केंद्र सरकार की प्राथमिकता है। आज यहां लगभग 1200 करोड़ रुपए के प्रोजेक्ट्स का शिलान्यास और लोकार्पण हुआ है। ये इंटरनेट, बिजली, पानी, स्वास्थ्य और बच्चों की देखभाल से जुड़े प्रोजेक्ट हैं। इन सभी विकास परियोजनाओं के लिए आप सभी को बहुत बहुत बधाई।
എന്റെ കുടുംബാംഗങ്ങളെ, സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യത്തിന് ശേഷം പതിറ്റാണ്ടുകളോളം കേന്ദ്രം ഭരിച്ച പാർട്ടികളുടെ ലക്ഷ്യം അവരുടെ പാർട്ടിയുടെ വികാസം മാത്രമായിരുന്നു. ദൂരെ ദൂരെ സ്ഥിതി ചെയ്യുന്ന സംസ്ഥാനങ്ങളാവട്ടെ, അതിർത്തി സംസ്ഥാനങ്ങളാവട്ടെ, സമുദ്രത്തിന്റെ നടുക്കുള്ള ചെറിയ പ്രദേശങ്ങളാവട്ടെ, അവയെ ഒന്നും ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചിരുന്നില്ല. കഴിഞ്ഞ 10 വർഷത്തിൽ നമ്മുടെ സർക്കാർ അതിർത്തി പ്രദേശമാവട്ടെ, സമുദ്രത്തിന് നടുക്കുള്ള ചെറിയ പ്രദേശമാവട്ടെ, അവർക്ക് അവരുടേതായ പ്രാധാന്യം നൽകി. ഭാരതത്തിലെ എല്ലാ മേഖലയിലെയും എല്ലാ പൗരന്മാർക്കും ജീവിതം സുഗമമാക്കുക എന്നതും അവർക്ക് എല്ലാ സൗകര്യങ്ങൾ ഒരുക്കി കൊടുക്കുക എന്നതും കേന്ദ്ര സർക്കാരിന്റെ പ്രധാന ലക്ഷ്യങ്ങളാണ്. ഇന്നിവിടെ ഏതാണ്ട് 1200 കോടി രൂപയുടെ പദ്ധതികളുടെ ശിലാന്യാസവും ഉദ്ഘാടനവും നടന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇത് ഇന്റർനെറ്റ്, വൈദ്യുതി, കുടിവെള്ളം, ആരോഗ്യം, കുട്ടികളുടെ സംരക്ഷണം എന്നിവയുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട പദ്ധതികളാണ്. ഈ എല്ലാ വികസന പദ്ധതികൾക്കും നിങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവർക്കും വളരെ അധികം അഭിനന്ദനങ്ങൾ ഞാൻ നേരുന്നു.
एनडीए कुडुम आंगन गेले बीते 10 सालों में लक्षद्वीप के लोगों की ईज ऑफ लिविंग बढ़ाने के लिए केंद्र सरकार ने कोई कोर कसर बाकी नहीं छोड़ी है. यहां पीएम आवास योजना ग्रामीण के तहत 100% लाभार्थियों को कवर किया जा चुका है. हर लाभार्थी तक फ्री राशन पहुंच रहा है. किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड और आयुष्मान कार्ड दिए गए हैं. यहां आयुष्मान आरोग्य मंदिर, हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर बनाए गए हैं. सरकार की ये कोशिश है कि हर लाभार्थी तक सरकारी योजनाएं पहुंचे. डीबीटी के माध्यम से केंद्र सरकार हर लाभार्थी के बैंक खातों में सीधे पैसे भेज रही है. इससे पारदर्शिता भी आई है और भ्रष्टाचार भी कम हुआ है. मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं, लक्षद्वीप के लोगों का अधिकार छीनने वाले किसी को भी बख्शा नहीं जाएगा.
എന്റെ കുടുംബാംഗങ്ങളെ, കഴിഞ്ഞ 10 വർഷത്തിൽ ലക്ഷദ്വീപിലെ ജനങ്ങളുടെ ജീവിത സാഹചര്യം മെച്ചപ്പെടുത്താൻ കേന്ദ്ര സർക്കാർ ഒരു മാർഗവും അവലംബിക്കാതിരുന്നിട്ടില്ല. ഇവിടെ പ്രധാനമന്ത്രി ആവാസ് യോജന ഗ്രാമീൺ പദ്ധതി പ്രകാരം 100% ഗുണഭോക്താക്കൾക്കും ഗുണം ലഭിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നു. ഇവിടെ സൗജന്യ റേഷൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നു.
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
हिंदुओं की आस्था के सबसे बड़े केंद्रों में से एक पावन और धार्मिक नगरी अयोध्या भगवान श्री राम की जन्मभूमि है. इसी राम नगरी में ही साकार हो रहा है करोड़ों सनातनियों का सदियों पुराना सपना. मंदिर के उद्घाटन का भारत समेत दुनिया भर के राम भक्तों को बेसब्री से इंतजार है. जैसे जैसे इस भव्य मंदिर में दर्शन की तारीख नजदीक आ रही है, वैसे वैसे आस्था का सैलाब हिलोरे ले रहा है. जनवरी 2024 में रामलला अपने भव्य धाम में विराजमान होने वाले हैं. दशकों से संघर्ष और त्याग के बाद जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला आया तो पूरे देश की उम्मीद भरोसे में बदल गई. उसी विश्वास के पहिए को प्रधानमंत्री मोदी और सीएम योगी ने रफ्तार दी.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Whenever I had ice cream or cold water, I would experience a sharp shooting sensation. So I just kept ignoring it. Even my hot chai was giving me the same amount of discomfort. My dentist recommended Sensodyne. So now I can be completely carefree and sip my hot cup of tea. It really works.
आपने सोमानी का नया रोल देखा? वही स्टाइल और रेंज सोमानी बाथवेयर में भी। सोमानी बाथवेयर।
इसके पायलट प्लांट्स अभी कवरत्ती, अगत्ती और मिनिकोय आइलैंड में लगाए गए हैं।
എന്റെ കുടുംബാംഗങ്ങളെ 2020 വർഷം ഞാൻ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഉറപ്പ് നൽകി 1000 ദിവസത്തിനുള്ളിൽ ലക്ഷദ്വീപിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വേഗം കൂടിയ ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് സംവിധാനം എത്തിക്കുമെന്ന്. ഇന്ന് സർക്കാർ പദ്ധതികൾ ചികിത്സ, വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം, ഡിജിറ്റൽ ബാങ്കിംഗ് ഇങ്ങനെ പലവിധത്തിലുമുള്ള സേവനങ്ങൾ കൂടുതൽ എളുപ്പമാകും. ലക്ഷദ്വീപിനെ ഗതാഗത സേവനങ്ങളുടെ കേന്ദ്രമാക്കാനുള്ള ശ്രമങ്ങളെ ഇത് സഹായിക്കും. ലക്ഷദ്വീപിൽ എല്ലാ വീട്ടിലും പൈപ്പിൽ വെള്ളം എത്തിക്കാനുള്ള ജോലികൾ വേഗത്തിൽ നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഉപ്പുവെള്ളത്തെ മധുരമുള്ള വെള്ളമാക്കാനുള്ള പുതിയ കേന്ദ്രം ഈ പദ്ധതിയെ കൂടുതൽ വേഗത്തിലാക്കും. ഈ പ്ലാന്റിൽ നിന്നും പ്രതിദിനം 1.5 ലക്ഷം ലിറ്റർ കുടിവെള്ളം ലഭിക്കും. ഇതിന്റെ ചെറിയ രൂപത്തിലുള്ള പ്ലാന്റുകൾ കവറത്തി, അഗത്തി, മിനിക്കോയ് ദ്വീപുകളിൽ നിർമ്മിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്.
എന്റെ കുടുംബാംഗങ്ങളെ, साथियों, लक्षद्वीप आने पर मेरी मुलाकात अली मानिक खान जी से भी हुई। उनकी रिसर्च, उनके इनोवेशन ने इस पूरे क्षेत्र का बहुत कल्याण किया है। ये हमारी सरकार के लिए बहुत खुशी की बात है कि हमें साल 2021 में अली मानिक खान को पद्मश्री से इस पूरे क्षेत्र का बहुत कल्याण किया है। ये हमारी सरकार के लिए बहुत खुशी की बात है कि हमें साल 2021 में अली मानिक खान को पद्मश्री से सम्मान देने का मौका मिला। भारत सरकार यहाँ के युवाओं को आगे पढ़ने के लिए, इनोवेशन के लिए नए मार्ग बना रही है। आज भी यहाँ युवाओं को लैपटॉप मिले हैं, बेटियों को साइकिल मिली है। हाल के वर्षों तक लक्षद्वीप में कोई उच्च शिक्षा संस्थान नहीं था। इस वजह से यहाँ के युवाओं को पढ़ने के लिए बाहर जाना पड़ता था। हमारी सरकार ने अब लक्षद्वीप में हायर एजुकेशन के लिए नए संस्थान खुलवाए हैं।
मोदी सरकार की गारंटी, सबका अपने पक्के घर का सपना होगा पूरा। 4 करोड़ पक्के घरों का निर्माण, हमारा संकल्प विकसित भारत।
भाई इतनी बड़ी टाइल,
इतनी बड़ी बड़ी हिट्स आप लोगों ने मुझे दी हैं। टाइल्स तो बड़े होने चाहिए। सोमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, टाइलों का सबसे बड़ा भाई। सोमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, जमीन से जुड़े।
हमारे देश को आजाद हुए 76 साल हो गए, लेकिन कई चीजों में हमको अभी आजादी नहीं मिली। जैसे कि सरकारी दफ्तरों में दुश्वारियां, परेशानियां, बद इंतजामियां। हमारे शहीदों को इस बात की कतई चिंता नहीं थी कि देश को आजादी मिलेगी या ना, लेकिन उनको एक बात की चिंता थी कि आजादी के बाद देश कौन से हाथों में जाएगा, देश के हालात क्या होंगे। हमने आजादी की जंग इसलिए लड़ी थी ताकि हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ियों की जिंदगी आसान हो सके, ना कि इसलिए कि वो जगह जगह पर सरकारी दफ्तरों में धक्के खाएं, परेशानियों का सामना करना पड़े। अगर जंग सबने इकट्ठे होकर लड़ी थी आजादी की, तो फिर सुख सहूलतें भी सबको इकट्ठी मिलनी चाहिए। हम तो शहीदों के पांव की मिट्टी के एक धूल के तिनके के बराबर भी नहीं है, लेकिन ये बसंती रंग की पग शहीदों के सपनों और इरादों की हमें याद दिलाती रहती है कि हमारे देश में आम लोगों के सिर्फ दिन रात नहीं, हालात बदलने चाहिए। चुनाव के समय हम लोगों के पास जा सकते हैं, तो चुनाव के बाद सरकार बनती है, तो सरकार बनने के बाद भी सरकारों को जनता के पास जाना चाहिए, ना कि जनता सरकारी दफ्तरों में खज्जल खुआर हो। यही आजादी के असली मायने हैं। शहीद आजम सरदार भगत सिंह जी के सपनों को साकार करने के लिए पंजाब सरकार ने फैसला किया है कि पंजाब के लोगों को अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर नहीं लगाने पड़ेंगे, बल्कि सरकारी दफ्तर खुद चल के लोगों के घर पर आएंगे।
अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर काटने की जरूरत नहीं, बस डायल करें 1076 और सरकारी सुविधाएं अपने घर पर ही पाएं। पंजाब की भगवंत मान सरकार आपके द्वार।
Big relief to Adani from top court. Supreme Court says no ground to transfer probe to SIT. Supreme Court tells Government of India and the SEBI to look into Hindenburg malafide. Arvind Kejriwal skips third summons. AAP says probe agency notice illegal. Varanasi court will today give verdict on whether sealed report containing details of archaeological survey of India should be made public or not. After Karnataka government reopens 31-year-old case against car sevaks, BJP plans massive protest. Prime Minister Modi holds roadshow in Lakshadweep's capital to launch several projects next. Alright viewers, we have a big breaking news in now. The sources say that Congress has deferred virtual meeting of the India Alliance parties on seat sharing and leadership issues. The meeting will be held on another date, keeping in mind the political developments in Jharkhand and also unavailability of Hemant Soren today. For more on this, we have our colleagues Prakash from Patna and also Harsha from New Delhi. A very good morning to both of you. Prakash, I'll first come to you. Now, this is the latest development. Everybody was looking forward to this meeting of the India Alliance today, the virtual meet. But now the meeting has been deferred, considering the raids, the ED raids in Jharkhand in 12 locations. And Hemant Soren's, he's not going to be attending this meeting. So how is it going to impact the whole India Alliance togetherness? Prakash.
Well, it was agreed upon that the virtual meeting through Zoom would be held of the India party leaders, and which would include Mallikarjun Kharge as well as Nitish Kumar, Lalu Yadav, Tejasvi Yadav, Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray and Left Party and other parties belonging to southern India. So now that the meeting has been deferred because the meeting was originally planned to discuss about the modalities of seat sharing as to who would be the convener as well as the chairman of the committee of the India parties, and it was to be deliberated upon, but keeping in mind the raids that are being conducted in Jharkhand, and also Hemant Soren's unavailability, keeping in mind the fact that he's convened a meeting of the Grand Alliance because of the political turmoil there in Jharkhand. So the meeting has been deferred for another date. Soon the Congress party leaders would be getting back to each and every leaders of the parties involved in the India Alliance, and thereafter the meeting would be convened. Back to you.
All right, Prakash, I'd also like to go to Harsha right now. Harsha, a very good morning to you. Now, this could be a major setback for the India Alliance, which was really batting for this virtual meet as a very crucial meet, as also they have to decide who should be the convener of the whole of Alliance. Now, what this deferment, this postponement would mean, also citing the inability of Hemant Soren, he won't be able to attend considering all the ED raids that have been carried out across 12 locations in Jharkhand and Ranchi. Harsha.
So, Nikita, we already know that there was unavailability of Hemant Soren, but also we know that Arvind Kejriwal also communicated that he will not attend the India Alliance meeting, and that was also a setback for the entire opposition alliance, and that is the reason why today morning only this meeting was called off, the virtual meeting which was supposed to happen today. But we have got to know through our sources that tomorrow there's a planned meeting of Congress in the AICC, which is a PCC meet and CLP meeting, and we have got to know that in the PCC and CLP meeting, the seat sharing formula will be discussed, and also the suggestions would be taken from the different Pradesh Committee of Congress. The leaders will be talking about the seat sharing formula in the other states as well, because right now we know that in the last meeting of India Alliance it was decided that the Pradesh Congress Committee will be speaking to different opposition parties or in the state only on the seat sharing formula, and tomorrow this entire thing will be discussed in PCC and CLP meet, and therefore the second date of the virtual meeting will be chalked upon and will be convened to all the opposition parties. But right now we know that right now there's no planned date or the day for the virtual meeting of the India Alliance. We have got to know through the left leaders also that right now they are not available, and also it has not been conveyed that what is the next day for the opposition party meeting. So Nikita, we should wait for today, because tomorrow after the Congress meeting of PCC and CLP only, the new date for the opposition India Alliance meeting will be convened to all the alliance members, and also the seat sharing formula which we have got to know through our left parties. We have got to know that the seat sharing formula will be discussed in this January only, and that could be in the second week of January most likely. Back to you.
All right, Harsha, if you're saying that this meeting could likely take place in the second week of January, but considering even today's meeting, everybody was really looking forward to it, but it has been postponed. And Harsha, I won't be rubbing in, but what I'm trying to say here is that so many ED summons are happening against the leaders who are in the India Alliance. So, but yeah, we should wait for the second week of January and hope that the meeting will take place. I will go back to Prakash at this juncture. Prakash, our colleague Harsha just shared with us that now this meeting could be moved to the 2nd of January. Now we are nearing the 2024 general elections. How much difference would this 1 week make?
Well, as far as the NDA is concerned, they have got a face, they have got the narrative, they have got the agenda, and they have already marched way forward in the run-up to 2024 elections. And with this big event of Ram Mandir inauguration coming up, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi getting an impetus for the third consecutive term, is surely clearly ahead of the India Alliance parties. And whereas the opposition bloc, they are engaged in a huddle where to, as they have been unable to decide about the seat sharing formula, who will be the face, they don't have any agenda, and the negative narrative is being set. So they don't have a clear agenda nor a face, whereas the NDA have got a agenda as well as the face for the elections ahead. So clearly the BJP, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is marching ahead of the India parties, and they clearly have an advantage in the run-up to 2024 Lok Sabha elections.
All right, thank you so much, Prakash, for providing us these latest updates into this postponement, this deferment that is happening with the India Alliance's meet today. A virtual meet was supposed to happen at around 4 in the evening, but it has been deferred. Now, there could be many reasons. The one which is prominently coming out, what the India Alliance parties, other people's sources are saying, that it could be all those raids in Jharkhand, all those raids across 12 locations, ED raids, as Jharkhand's Chief Minister Hemant Soren is also under ED scanner for the illegal mining case. All right, viewers, we will move on to other big stories at this hour, so do stay with us. In another big turn of events, Shrikant Pujari's counsel has moved for bail in the Hubballi District Court. Legal counsel moves for bail 5 days after arrest, case to come up for hearing in the next 2-3 days. Shrikant Pujari's legal counsel meets state BJP leaders after moving for bail. Pujari's legal counsel has briefed leader of opposition R. Ashoka on the developments in the case. Now I'll take you back to Shrikant Pujari's case. Shrikant Pujari is a car sevak who had participated in the movement for Ram Mandir construction, and now he's 75 years of age, and Karnataka police had reopened this case against the car sevak after 31 years. And now this is the latest development. For more on this, viewers, we'll go to our colleague Prajwal, who we can see what is the latest development through this conversation of Prajwal.
There are 1,000 together long pending cases in Hubballi, Dharwad city, but in anywhere the police have not arrested anybody except Hindu Karyakarta. They are targeting Hindu Karyakarta and they are arresting Hindu Karyakarta only. There is a political motivation by the Karnataka government. In 1992, FIR was registered and open warrant was issued in the year 2006. From 2006 onwards, till today, nobody has been arrested in this case also. And moreover, Shrikant Pujari is staying in his permanent address only, old age parents and children. He is having an Aadhaar card, bank account, transaction is there, and he is doing an auto drive. He is doing a auto driver. He is staying in very much address. But in spite of the police have not made any efforts to arrest, at this junction, the police have arrested him.
Now, going ahead and looking at the case, you have in fact spoken about the chronology. We also get to understand that there are over 1 lakh long pending cases in the state of Karnataka in itself. But now they are going ahead and acting on it. So, on what grounds or on what basis are you going ahead and seeking bail for your client?
Today, we are moving a bail application before Honorable 5th Additional District Judge Hubballi. Will file today. The police authority, the public prosecutor has to file an objection. We'll hear the matter on merits. From last 31 years, we are having in records. Since from last 31 years, he is staying in permanent address. On that ground only, we are arguing the matter. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I will argue the matter.
Has your client been in Hubballi for the past 31 years? He's not gone out of Hubballi anywhere, or has there been any sort of cases which has been lodged against him? Why we say this is because when we were checking the records as well, we got to know that there are anywhere between 13 to 15 cases against him as well, but not regarding rioting, but some other cases. So how are you looking at this?
The police have released some crime against him yesterday, but it is not authenticated. If it isn't true, he has arrested. So many FIR was registered against him after 1992. But in spite of registering the case, he has appeared before court and he enlarged on bail, and evidence has been commenced and he has acquitted by the Honorable Court. Then why the police have kept quiet? More than 3-4 cases, in 3-4 cases he has arrested, but he has taken custody also. But why they have not arrested in this case? Even though he doesn't know, he is having a case against him from 1992.
10:30-9 बजे 4 पुलिस आए थे। 4 पुलिस आए थे, आके पूछा हमें, पूछे सर, हम अब्बा पूछे ये आ कांतेश करके स्टेशन गए गया करको, कुछ क्या हुआ करको बोले, नहीं कुछ भी नहीं, आ कांतेश स्टेशन को गए करके, नहीं मैं कुछ ये 2 हाथ को ऑपरेशन हो हमको, क्या यहाँ करके बोलो करके बोले, नहीं कुछ नहीं, आओ स्टेशन, अभी ट्यूशन को है मैं, नहीं उनको वहाँ भी बोला मैं 2 हाथ में ऑपरेशन हो उनको, तो सुने नहीं, यहाँ नहीं कुछ भी नहीं होता, चल कोर्ट को गएंगे। कोर्ट को गए तो भी शाम तक सहेंगी करे तो जामीन दिए तो भी नहीं होता, आज नहीं होता कल होता करके बोले थे। बाद में 10
आपने कोर्ट को अप्रोच किया बेल के लिए?
हाँ करे थे सर, आज सुबह तक 1 बजे तक टाइम है सर।
1 बजे तक टाइम है। आपका लॉयर का साथ भी बात किया संजीव भड़स्कर ने, वो बोला 10:30 पे हम मूव कर रहा है बेल के लिए, पर आपको गवर्नमेंट का साथ क्या मांग है? व्हाट डू यू डिमांड फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ कर्नाटका?
मैं तो कुछ ये नहीं के बोलता, उनका किसके पास भी विरोध नहीं है, हमारा क्या है, हमको मेरे फादर को छोड़े तो बस, अभी कुछ भी मैं बोल रहा नहीं है मैं, विरोध ये पक्ष है वो पक्ष है वो कुछ भी बोल रहा नहीं मैं क्या है हमने करे सो गलती हुआ तभी हो रहा था हमें अभी पता हुआ नहीं था तभी का हो ये केस है अभी तभी तो केस सॉल्व करे थे हमें अभी रीओपन करके बड़े ऑटोमेटिक रीओपन करके बड़े।
माँ जी आप क्या बोलना चाहता है माँ जी?
नहीं हम पति को छोड़े तो अच्छा होता जी।
अब पति को
छोड़ना भी हमको आराम नहीं ऑपरेशन हुआ हमको छोड़े
क्या ऑपरेशन हुआ?
दोनों हाथों ऑपरेशन हुआ जी। वो छोड़े तो अच्छा होता अभी क्या को जो
आपको कुछ पॉलिटिकल से मतलब नहीं है?
नहीं क्या भी नहीं,
कुछ भी मतलब नहीं है।
10:30 9 बजे 4 पुलिस आए थे। 4
को आके बोल दिया थोड़ा पॉलिटिशियन के आ जाओ कोर्ट का तुम्हारा केस है बोल दिया। मेरे को कोर्ट का समन्वय और क्या तो केस रहती दे दो मैं जाके हाजिर होऊंगा। बोल दिया नहीं वो देने के लिए नहीं आता तुमको पॉलिटिशियन से लेके जाने का है बोल दिया। बोलने में मैं नहीं आऊँगा वैसा नहीं आऊँगा बोल दिया। बोलने में नहीं तुम्हारे को लेके जाए अरेस्ट करके लेके जाएंगे। बोलने में देखो कैसा लेके जाते लेके जाओ मैं तो नहीं आऊँगा बोल दिया। बाद में मैं वो घर में नहीं था मेरे को फ़ोन पे ये करे कॉन्टेक्ट किए हो तुम नहीं आए तो तुमको घसट के लेके जाएंगे वैसा लेके मैं क्या बोले तो मैं नहीं आऊँगा। लेकिन मेरे को बीपी शुगर और मेरे का ये आँख के दोनों ऑपरेशन हो गए। मेरे को थोड़ा आँखें थोड़ा डिम लगता उस वैसा रहे तो भी मैं उसको भी बोल रहा हूँ उनको ऐसा हुआ है मेरे को बोले तो वो क्या भी नहीं तुम्हारे को ऑर्डर आया तुमको ले जाने के बैठाने वाले हम नहीं आएंगे। बोले मेरे घर पे दो चार बार आइए आके पूछ को हमारे घर में लेडीज लोगों को थोड़ा टॉर्चर करके गए हो।
टॉर्चर किया?
हाँ नहीं थोड़ा लेकिन नहीं वो भेजे तो तुम देखो तुम्हारे घर पूरा लोगों को लेके जा बताता और तुम्हारे बच्चे को भी लेके जा बताता बोले ऐसा बोल दे बताओ देखेंगे करूँ इतना बोलने में कोई भी और बाद में नहीं। अब इसको श्रीकांत पुजारी लेके गए तब से मेरे को आया नहीं।
ओके आपको कोर्ट ने कुछ समन्स भेजा है या पुलिस ने कुछ नोटिस भेजा है?
कुछ भी नहीं नोटिस नहीं समन्स ने कहा डायरेक्ट ले गए। मैं 6 महीना टाटा के जेल में था 92 में 6 महीने के बाद अब बाहर में पूरा वो ये रिलीज करके आया मैं। आने के बाद अभी ये पहली बार मेरे को ये बोलने वाले पुलिस लोग ऐसा हो रहा है।
भाजपा ने बोल रहा है ये सरकार एंटी हिंदू है ये गवर्नमेंट एंटी हिंदू है। आपका हिसाब से ये गवर्नमेंट क्या है?
ये गवर्नमेंट तो देखो ये पीछे वो यूरोपा महल भी था कांग्रेस में उस टाइम से ये पहले हल्केगिरी वो चल गया चालू चाहिए ये क्या बंद नहीं हुआ। और अभी ये सिद्धरामैया ये सिद्धरामैया भी ऐसे चालू किया है ऐसा चालू किया है। कांग्रेस लोग जो है पीछे हमारी को क्या है वो हम करने वाले ऐसा इनका झगड़े में हमको कुछ नरम कर दे तो मैं क्या करूं बोलो। अभी 6 महीने 70 के 7 साल मेरे को अभी 31 एज होने के बाद भी ये आपको मेरे को ऐसा टॉर्चर करते बोले तो हम किधर जाएंगे किधर करना बोलो।
आपका हिसाब से ये पॉलिटिकली मोटिवेटेड है? ये
पॉलिटिकल है पॉलिटिकल और कुछ भी नहीं है। ये सिद्धरामैया का ये कुतंत्र है और कुछ नहीं। कांग्रेस लोगों का ये थोड़ा कुतंत्र है ऐसा लेके जाके अभी राम मंदिर बन रहा है थोड़ा ये कार सेवक राम सेवक लोगों को लोग जो बटाए तो उधर क्या तो थोड़ा ही होता करके धांधल उठाने का एक काम चालू किया है वो।
All right, that was our colleague Prajwal who spoke to the family also of the Karsevak who has been taken into custody by the Karnataka police as the Karnataka police has reopened a 31-year-old case and they have detained this Karsevak alleging his involvement in acts of vandal in 1992 when this whole movement for Ram Mandir had taken place. Prajwal also spoke to the neighbors and the friends and other fellow Karsevaks and they're all alleging that this is just vendetta politics and BJP has also said the same that this is the worst form of witch hunt where the 75-year-old Karsevak, as you can see on screen, Shrikant Pujari has been taken into custody and his wife just shared with us that he has a major health problem while he remains in custody. Alright viewers, let's move on to our other stories at this hour, what's happening across our country. Now in a major development, NIA has launched extensive raids in Haryana and Rajasthan spanning over 31 locations in connection with the Sukhdev Singh Gogamedi murder case. Notably, a significant number of raids targeted suspected gangsters primarily in Haryana. In a groundbreaking move, ED has initiated major actions against several businessmen with close ties to the Jharkhand Chief Minister. Raids were carried out at over 10 locations. Notably, sources indicate that those under scrutiny have influential ties within political circles, intensifying the scope and impact of the ongoing investigations. Anti-encroachment drive took place at Jhandewala in Delhi with MCD's bulldozers demolishing sections of a temple, tomb and mosque along the road to maintain law and order. A significant deployment of security forces was also implemented in the area. Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh is heading a parliamentary delegation departing India today to participate in the 27th Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers of the Commonwealth in Kampala, Uganda from January 4th to the 6th of January. Additionally, he is also slated to assume the role of the host for the 28th Conference in India in 2026, succeeding Uganda. A fatal collision between a bus and a truck in Golaghat district, Assam, has claimed the lives of at least 12 people and left 25 others injured. The tragic incident occurred near Deragaon in wee hours today. A layer of fog covered the national capital on Wednesday as the city continued to witness a cold wave following a dip in temperature. In the past 24 hours, India has recorded 602 new COVID cases, 19 and 5 fatalities, maintaining an active caseload of more than 4,000. Alright, viewers, stay with us as we'll be back with more stories. Arvind Kejriwal skips third summons. AAP says probe agency notice illegal. Varanasi court will today give verdict on whether sealed report containing details of archaeological survey of India should be made public or not.
QS&THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
3 से 4 व्हीलर में अपग्रेड तो करना है, पर इसमें से क्या खास बात है?
इसमें एक खासियत हो तो बताएं। टाटा इस गोल्ड पेट्रोल CX में है दमदार इंजन जो दे बढ़िया पिकअप, बड़ी और स्ट्रॉन्ग लोड बॉडी और मेंटेनेंस एकदम कम। तो अब सोचो, समझो और टाटा इस गोल्ड पेट्रोल CX लो।
अरे कार इंश्योरेंस रिन्यू करना। अरे हाँ, मिश्रा जी को फोन करो।
आजकल कोई ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट टीवी लेता है क्या?
नहीं।
मनी ऑर्डर भेजता है क्या?
नहीं।
साइबर कैफे जाता है क्या?
ये सब तो पुरानी आदतें हैं।
और एको चेक किए बिना कार इंश्योरेंस रिन्यू कराना?
नहीं आदत डाल लो। कार इंश्योरेंस हो लेना तो एको चेक कर लेना।
जब प्राइवेसी प्रोटेक्शन के बिना हो हैकर्स के पास अथॉरिटी, फिर किस बात की साइबर सिक्योरिटी? क्विक हील, आज के लाइफ की प्रायोरिटी साइबर सिक्योरिटी।
मोदी सरकार की गारंटी, हर घर पहुंचेगा नल से जल। अब तक 13.5 करोड़ से अधिक नल कनेक्शन। हमारा संकल्प विकसित भारत।
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
आपने सोमानी का नया रोल देखा? वही स्टाइल और रेंज सोमानी बाथवेयर में भी। सोमानी बाथवेयर,
20 buses assembled at Jantar Mantar demanding the trials of under 15 to be conducted and raising the issue of politics being done by Sakshi Malik and Bajrang Punia. Now the wrestlers state the elections were conducted fair and because of their politics, new wrestlers are sitting at home. Here's a detailed report. Viewers, take a look.
Now we are reporting from Jantar Mantar and behind me are the wrestlers who have arrived here at Jantar Mantar and stating that the WFI body should be revoked by the sports ministry, and they are stating clearly that the future of the under 15 wrestlers is right now unknown because of the politics which is being done by the Olympians Sakshi Malik, Vinesh Fognath and Bajrang Punia. And right now behind me the banner, poster and the placards which these wrestlers are holding could clearly be seen as they are marching towards Jantar Mantar, which is the protest site. And continuously, and if you see the banner, poster and the placards, they are clearly stating that this is because of Sakshi Malik, Bajrang Punia and Vinesh Fognath that the under 15 trials could not be conducted. And right now they are marching slowly towards Jantar Mantar and raising their demand that the suspended WFI President Sanjay Singh suspension should also be revoked. We'll directly speak to the wrestlers only. आप कहाँ से आए?
हम वीरेंद्र एकेडमी, दिल्ली वीरेंद्र एकेडमी।
तो एक बात बताइए, आप लोग जो मांग कर रहे हैं वो कर क्या रहे हैं मांग?
हम कह रहे हैं कि नेशनल करवाओ और नेशनल ना हो रहे एक साल से कुछ भी नेशनल से।
तो आप लोग कह रहे हैं कि फ्यूचर जो है आपका अभी खतरे में है।
हाँ गेम की ना हो रहे एक साल से कुछ भी।
So wrestlers are clearly stating that games are not being held, and under the IOA committee, it is still not known that the district and the state level tournaments will be conducted or not, and therefore the march is done here by the wrestlers. आप लोगों के साथ लगभग आज कितने पहलवान हैं जो यहाँ जंतर मंतर पहुंचे हैं और आखिरकार डिमांड कहाँ तक लेके?
कई हजार पहलवान है मैडम यहाँ पे, कई हजार पहलवान आ लिए पश्चिम उत्तर प्रदेश से, पूरा पश्चिम उत्तर प्रदेश के सभी पहलवान आ लिए।
तो यहाँ पे आज जो सस्पेंडेड WFI प्रेसिडेंट संजय सिंह वो भी यहाँ पहुँचने वाले हैं?
जी वे भी पहुँचने वाले यहाँ पे।
Brace yourselves for a revolutionary leap into the world of news with the Republic World app. This is not just an app, viewers. It's a direct conduit to a world of news delivered with unparalleled authority and integrity right at your fingertips. Republic World app is your gateway to the latest updates, live streams and the debates that have become the hallmark of our journalistic prowess. Download Republic World app, available on Google Play Store and Apple App Store.
भाई इतनी बड़ी
बड़ी हिट्स आप लोगों ने मुझे दी हैं। टाइल्स तो बड़े होने चाहिए। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, टाइलों का सबसे बड़ा भाई। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, जमीन से जुड़े।
हमारे देश को आजाद हुए 76 साल हो गए, लेकिन कई चीजों में हमको अभी आजादी नहीं मिली। जैसे कि सरकारी दफ्तरों में दुश्वारियां, परेशानियां, बदइंतजामियां। हमारे शहीदों को इस बात की कतई चिंता नहीं थी कि देश को आजादी मिलेगी या ना, लेकिन उनको एक बात की चिंता थी कि आजादी के बाद देश कौन से हाथों में जाएगा, देश के हालात क्या होंगे। हमने आजादी की जंग इसलिए लड़ी थी ताकि हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ियों की जिंदगी आसान हो सके, ना कि इसलिए कि वो जगह जगह पर सरकारी दफ्तरों में धक्के खाएं, परेशानियों का सामना करना पड़े। अगर जंग सबने इकट्ठे होकर लड़ी थी आजादी की, तो फिर सुख सहूलतें भी सबको इकट्ठी मिलनी चाहिए। हम तो शहीदों के पांव की मिट्टी के एक धूल के तिनके के बराबर भी नहीं है, लेकिन ये बसंती रंग की पग शहीदों के सपनों और इरादों की हमें याद दिलाती रहती है कि हमारे देश में आम लोगों के सिर्फ दिन रात नहीं, हालात बदलने चाहिए। चुनाव के समय हम लोगों के पास जा सकते हैं, तो चुनाव के बाद सरकार बनती है, तो सरकार बनने के बाद भी सरकारों को जनता के पास जाना चाहिए, ना कि जनता सरकारी दफ्तरों में खज्जल खुआर हो। यही आजादी के असली मायने हैं। शहीद आजम सरदार भगत सिंह जी के सपनों को साकार करने के लिए पंजाब सरकार ने फैसला किया है कि पंजाब के लोगों को अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर नहीं लगाने पड़ेंगे, बल्कि सरकारी दफ्तर खुद चल के लोगों के घर पर आएंगे।
अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर काटने की जरूरत नहीं, बस डायल करें 1076 और सरकारी सुविधाएं अपने घर पर ही पाएं। पंजाब की भगवंत मान सरकार आपके द्वार।
Brace yourselves for a revolutionary leap into the world of news with the Republic World app. We are not merely presenting a news app. We at Republic TV are ushering in a new era of digital news consumption. The Republic World mobile app has the essence of power of breaking news and the heartbeat of our impactful shows seamlessly integrated into a singular dynamic platform for you. Join us, viewers, in an experience that goes beyond conventional news reporting. Don't merely witness the news, become a part of it. Download the Republic World app, now available on both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.
For a revolutionary leap into the world of news with the Republic World app. This is not just an app, viewers, it's a direct conduit to a world of news delivered with unparalleled authority and integrity right at your fingertips. Republic World app is your gateway to the latest updates, live streams and the debates that have become the hallmark of our journalistic prowess. Download Republic World app, available on Google Play Store and Apple App Store.
Very good afternoon and thank you for tuning in. You're watching Live and Breaking at 1 p.m. I'm Suesha Sound. We get you all the top stories and most importantly what the Supreme Court said in the Hindenburg versus Adani matter. That and much more in this edition. First, a quick check of the headlines. Big relief to Adani from top court. Supreme Court says no ground to transfer probe to SIT. Supreme Court tells Government of India and the SEBI to look into Hindenburg malafide. Arvind Kejriwal skips third summons. Aam Aadmi Party says probe agency notice illegal. Varanasi court will today give verdict on whether a sealed report containing details of ASI survey be made public or not. After Karnataka government reopens 31-year-old case against Karsevaks, BJP plans massive protest. Prime Minister Modi holds roadshow in Lakshadweep capital to launch several projects next. And while the Supreme Court today delivered its judgment on a bunch of petitions seeking an investigation into allegations of accounting fraud and stock manipulation against Adani Group of companies, published in a research report by US short seller Hindenburg Research in January 2023. Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud pronounced the verdict in this case that was reserved on the 24th of November. After the conclusion of the arguments, the top court said that it cannot enter into the domain of the regulatory regime and that the report by Hindenburg or anything like that cannot become the basis of a separate probe. It also directed SEBI to go ahead and continue its probe as per the law. Let's listen in to all the voices that have come in so far.
The court has raised a concern that merely on newspaper articles and reports, one should not be rushing to court, especially in PIL, because PIL is a very crucial jurisdiction for this country. And lastly, for two, of course, the court has said 3 months' time for SEBI to investigate. No question of an SIT. So these are the 5 real major takeaways. I would say that today the Hindenburg report stands discredited in that sense, and also the OCCP RP report is also not accepted. So this is the entire position as it exists. But what is important for our consideration is, and this is part of PIL jurisdiction, that the court is concerned about the investors who have suffered losses as a result of this transaction, and that's something which is often forgot, because eventually it is the investor who puts in money on the stock market who loses money, and loses money gravely, and these can be people's life savings or more. Now, therefore, the court has also directed that a mechanism be made for investigating into these matters, and I think that is a very positive direction given by the court.
SIT बनाने की मांग हमारी याचिका में नहीं थी, अन्य किसी याचिका में होगी तो उससे हमारा कोई संबंध नहीं है। SIT अपने आप सेबी द्वारा बनाई गई थी और वो उस पर इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रही है। और हाल ही में सेबी की जो स्टेटस रिपोर्ट दी गई उसमें 22 इन्वेस्टिगेशंस कंप्लीट कर ली गई हैं, 2 आर पेंडिंग। तो 2 पर भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने 3 महीने का टाइम दिया है कि इनको कंप्लीट करें। तो सेबी द्वारा ऑलरेडी SIT की गई है और वो अपनी इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रही है, उसमें हस्तक्षेप का कोई अभी जो है ग्राउंड नहीं बनता।
Cutting across to Shravan Sen, who's joining us live on the broadcast. Shravan, not only is it a big relief for the Adani group of companies, but also the Supreme Court really setting the tone when it comes to having faith in our regulator SEBI, asking SEBI to go ahead with the probe and also submit the remaining part of the investigation within 3 months. Shravan? Not too sure if Shravan is able to hear me. We will try and reconnect that line. But these are the big takeaways from what the Supreme Court has said in its verdict in the matter of Adani versus Hindenburg, where several doubts were being raised as far as SEBI, the regulator, to investigate the Hindenburg reports were concerned. But the top court has really rejected those very bases and directed SEBI to complete the remaining probe, also saying that there is no ground to transfer the probe. The Supreme Court has also asked the government and SEBI to look into the interest of all the Indian investors, and has said that they must look into all that the panel probes in this matter. Shravan will join us shortly to give us more details, but just to take you through the quick takeaways of what the Supreme Court has said on the Adani versus Hindenburg matter, directing SEBI to complete the remaining probe, also saying that there is no ground to transfer the probe. A big takeaway from this verdict, as the Supreme Court has asked government and SEBI to look into Hindenburg malified, and reliance on OCCPR report has been rejected. I believe Shravan is back with us on the broadcast. Shravan, if I can quickly come to you to understand this certainly being a big relief for the Adani group of companies, and that also reflective in Gautam Adani's latest post, but the very fact to how the Supreme Court has set the precedent when it comes to having faith in our regulator and asking SEBI to go ahead with the probe and also submit the remaining part of the investigation within 3 months.
Well, in fact, Suesha, questions were also raised about the examination that was being done by SEBI. In fact, allegations of conflict of interest was being made by certain newspaper outlets, and also there were third party who had basically intervened in this matter, resulting in a situation that at least 4 petitions were actually filed before the top court. Now, the batch of petitions which are actually heard by the bench and the verdict that came out early this morning becomes very clear. There are 5 big takeaways. First is with regards to whether at all there is any need for an independent probe. Supreme Court has made it absolutely clear that there is no question of transferring it from SEBI to an independent SIT to be looking into the allegations that have been leveled against Adani Group of companies. Number one. Number two is with regards to meddling with the framework of SEBI in itself, to which the Supreme Court said that there are limitations on this entire aspect and something that the Supreme Court would not be really looking into. The third key factor, I would say, is also with regards to what were the intentions of the short seller to begin with. Hindenburg and the allegations that have also been leveled against Hindenburg itself, the alleged links with George Soros, these are matters of grave concern, because it is not only about companies that have been targeted by Hindenburg here in India, but there are several other conglomerates outside India who have also been targeted by Hindenburg, and something that the global community has largely spoken about, the role of Hindenburg and the malafide intentions, to which the Supreme Court also makes a pertinent point where they say that if at all there is a malafide intention, then SEBI as well as the Government of India should also be looking into this matter, so much so if found guilty then action should be taken against them. Importantly, independent minds on this, for instance, Siddharth Luthra, who spoke a short while back, also made a very important point. He says that, look here, we are also talking about savings of several other people, and this gets directly impacted, and that should be taken into concern. And that's exactly what the Supreme Court has also said with regards to, if at all this comes with a malafide intention, then perhaps this should also be probed. So I would say that not only the fact that the Supreme Court has reaffirmed its faith in the investigation that has been carried out by SEBI, but also important to point out here is the fact that they are looking into whether at all there has been a malafide intention on the part of Hindenburg. What has the impact of this is the very fact that this morning, in anticipation of the verdict, the stock prices of Adani, particularly the Adani Energy's Total Gas, these are enterprises which have seen, their prices going up, the share prices going up by at least about 10%, and that certainly augurs well for the group of companies who have always said that this was malicious intent on the part of Hindenburg. So much so, if you take a closer look at the 413-page rebuttal that was put out by Adani Group of companies, they've asked a direct question. How exactly are you coming to a conclusion with regards to fair price manipulation? Number one. Number two, with regards to questions that were asked about offshore accounts that were being maintained by the Adani Group of companies, how exactly were they being linked? They've also spoken about the fact that there is an endorsement that has come in from the United States of America with regards to the allegations of their properties, or rather projects that were operating out of Sri Lanka, where they've once again, the United States of America has also given a complete clean sheet. There have been borrowings that have taken place with the help of companies outside India. So there is a clear indication of the fact that the intention perhaps was malafide, and that is the reason why it requires a thorough probe. A green signal now coming in from the Supreme Court of India, asking Government of India as well as SEBI to look into the intentions of the short seller.
Oh yes, absolutely. And really to understand what next from here, Shravan, because the SEBI is certainly tasked with the responsibility to look into Hindenburg malafide. In fact, this is a big point coming in from the Supreme Court, because it is from the Hindenburg report is where this storm really started. And not only to look into whether there are any discrepancies there, but the Supreme Court directing the centre and SEBI to look into the best interest of Indian investors and submit the remaining part of the investigation, so that gives a clearer picture to the entire nation.
Well, the vulnerability of Indian investors was also at the top of the mind of the apex court. Remember, in the judgment that came out today, there was a mention with regards to the fact that there has been a direct impact when it comes to the Indian investors. With regards to the fact that relying on a third party, in particular OCCPCR, and the fact that there have been certain newspaper articles that were published which raised concerns about SEBI and the examination that was done by SEBI, the charges that have been leveled. Remember, so far of the 22 matters have already been completed by SEBI, and in fact SEBI has now been granted about another 3 months' time to complete their examination and to come out with a full report whether at all these allegations stick against Adani Group of companies.
We'll continue to track all the political reactions on this story very, very closely, because after all that was said by the India Alliance on the Hindenburg report and claims that were made not just against the ruling party but aspersions that were cast against SEBI, we wait and watch what are the reactions coming in on that front. For the moment, thank you, Shaman, for joining us. Moving on, Prime Minister Modi is all set to arrive in the central Kerala city of Thrissur to participate in a mass convention organized by BJP's state unit focusing on women's empowerment. Prime Minister Modi, who will travel from Lakshadweep to Kochi in the afternoon, is scheduled to conduct a roadshow in the city known as the cultural capital of Kerala. Take a look at this report.
Thrissur city, known as the cultural capital of Kerala, is all set to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a short while from now. What you see next to me is the special vehicle that has been brought all the way from Ahmedabad, where Prime Minister Modi will be sitting on this vehicle and then traveling as part of his roadshow, where lakhs of people are set to be gathered all around Thrissur, the main circle in Thrissur. A special program is also being organized by the BJP today, known as Modi with Stree Shakti. Now, about 2 lakh women are all set to participate in the special extravagant show that is going to happen in the Tekinkad Maidan in Thrissur, known to be the nerve center of the city of Thrissur, where the famous Thrissur Puram also happens. So the city is all set in a vibrant mode. There is tight security that has been put in place. There has been a strict security corridor that has been put in place. Lots of restrictions put in place, but people are all set to gather around this 1.5 square kilometer radius, and they're all set to receive Modi.
And cutting across to more breaking news coming in, BJP is protesting against Karnataka government after it opened 31-year-old case against Karsevaks just days ahead of the Ram Temple inauguration. Shrikant Pujari's counsel moves for bail in Hubballi District Court. Legal counsel that moves for bail 5 days after the arrest. The case that is likely to come up for hearing in the next 2 to 3 days. Shrikant Pujari's legal counsel has met with the state BJP leaders after moving for bail. Pujari's legal counsel has briefed leader of opposition R. Ashok on the developments in this case. The BJP that is all set to stage protests against the Karnataka government over the arrest of Karsevaks, a case that they've opened after 31 years, and that too when the Ram Mandir is all set for its inauguration on the 22nd of January. Let me straight away cut across to Prajwal, who's joining us live on the broadcast. Prajwal, give us details of the legal counsel having moved for bail, and how soon is the hearing likely to come up?
Suesha, from what we get to understand now, yes, they have already moved for bail, and we get to understand because we also have this copy which we have accessed, and the grounds for bail is here as follows. The lawyer has now gone ahead and claimed that the petitioner is innocent. He's also stated that according to the police in the FIR, they're stating that he was absconding for the past 31 years, but there is also records as well as proof and evidence that he has been staying in here for the past 31 years. And he's not been absconding, and he's staying, in fact, along with his family members as well. Thirdly, he's also stating that there was an allegation made against him that he was also involved in other acts of violence post the 1992 riots. But this clearly shows that there has been no sort of additional FIR or a charge sheet which has been registered against so-called Mr. Shrikant Pujari in this case as well. And therefore, he should be released on this grounds. And he's also now saying that on medical condition, Shrikant Pujari should be given given bail because they have submitted a report which shows that both his hands have been operated and he had met with an accident, and this is nothing but a politically motivated instance of the government pitting the Home Department of the state against Hindu Karsevaks, and it is high time that he should be released. And also the question is of the time as well as the coincidence, stating that this cannot merely be a coincidence but a politically motivated attack against the Karsevaks by the government of Karnataka is what has been mentioned in the conditions for the bail. And it is also being stated that there is absolutely no danger of the petitioner violating the bail terms if he is provided bail as well, and even a security bond will also be paid, because considering his age and also considering the fact that he has no criminal antecedents of violence, especially apart from a few petty cases which was filed to. So these are the conditions of bails which Republic has exclusively now accessed from the legal counsel of Shrikant Pujari. Suesha.
Oh yes, absolutely. And this, as the BJP is very determined that they will not just stage a protest, but they will raise their voices against the Karnataka government over how they have gone and arrested the Karsevaks, not just raking up this case after 31 years, but very carefully timing it ahead of the Ram Mandir inauguration on the 22nd of January, as they vow to expose the politics behind it. On that front, what more are you picking up, Prajwal?
You know, now we get to understand, Suesha, first and foremost, that there is yet another Karsevak who is still yet to be arrested by the Karnataka police. He goes by the name of Ramachandra Kalburgi. And from what we get to understand, he's made some scathing allegations against the police over here and the government, stating that this particular government is against the Ram Bhakts. They are against pro-Hindu activists. His family has been tortured. It has been harassed. And they have also been threatened of dire consequences if he does not surrender before the police too. But it is also the same Ramchandra Kalburgi at one point of time who had in fact gone ahead and helped the law enforcement authorities previously, and he went ahead and recounted all these narratives with Republic, and he said that the Congress government, not only of the present but also of the past, have always tried to go ahead and attack Hindu activists and those who have a pro-Hindu mindset. And he's saying that they're not bothered about the politics made, be the BJP or the Congress. They want to make sure that the consecration ceremony of the Ram Mandir goes in smoothly, and because of the fact that they had fought for this particular cause, it is also now being understood that he wants to go ahead and visit for one last time, because remember that this person who is 77 years old is having several comorbidities as well, and it is in fact very difficult for him to even go ahead and walk out of his house, but he's determined to go for one last time to Ayodhya.
All right, please stay on with us, Prajwal, as we are cutting across to more breaking news coming in days ahead of the temple inauguration. Indi leader is back with fear-mongering politics. B.K. Hari Prasad, Congress leader, who's gone on to say, and I quote, at the same time back in Gujarat, Karsevaks were burnt alive in Godhra. They are attempting to replicate that incident in Karnataka. We must not allow such untoward incident to happen here. We need to provide ample security to all those who visit Ayodhya. We cannot afford another Godhra-like incident in Karnataka. Prajwal, I want to come back to you to reflect on this statement. Sounds contradictory in a way to where the Congress stands with regards to Karsevaks, and what exactly are they trying to achieve?
You know, this is quite a controversial statement by Congress MLC B.K. Hari Prasad, because he's also gone on to add that never in the history have we seen one religious structure being brought down to build yet another religious structure. So what is B.K. Hari Prasad going ahead and hinting like? Because he was questioned by the media, stating that
ಅಲ್ಲ ಹೋರಾಟ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನು ಬಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಪ್ರೇರಿತವಾದಂತ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಂದೋಲನ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಪೂಜಾ ಸ್ಥಳವನ್ನು ಧ್ವಂಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಟ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಇದು ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಉನ್ಮಾದ ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಲ್ಲ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಕಟ್ಟೆಚ್ಚರಗಳನ್ನು ಸಹ ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗುಜರಾತಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಸೇವಕರ ದಹನ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು ಗೋಧ್ರಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಅಹಿತಕರವಾದ ಘಟನೆ ನಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಅಯೋಧ್ಯೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಬಂದೋಬಸ್ತನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಗೋಧ್ರಾನ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹೋರಾಟ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನ್ ಬಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಪ್ರೇರಿತವಾದಂತ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಂದೋಲನ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಪೂಜಾ ಸ್ಥಳವನ್ನು ಧ್ವಂಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಟ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಇದು ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಉನ್ಮಾದ ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಲ್ಲ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಕಟ್ಟೆಚ್ಚರಗಳನ್ನು ಸಹ ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗುಜರಾತಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಸೇವಕರ ದಹನ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು ಗೋಧ್ರಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಅಹಿತಕರವಾದ ಘಟನೆ ನಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಅಯೋಧ್ಯೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಬಂದೋಬಸ್ತನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಗೋಧ್ರಾನ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
All right, Prajwal, I want to come back to you. It was important to first listen into what B.K. Hari Prasad has said to put this into context. But again, to really understand from you, Prajwal, what exactly is he meaning to do, and what sort of politics is the Congress playing in Karnataka? At one end, they're arresting Karsevaks. On the other end, they say that they should provide them security.
This is absolutely the Congress MLC trying to go ahead and spread fear among the people as well. He says go ahead and provide security, especially for the people from Karnataka, because they may be targeted while they go ahead and visit Ayodhya, and they will be targeted in such a way that it will be Godhra-like situation as well, and it will also be recreated in Karnataka. That is exactly what he means to say. He is not concerned about the security of the people going to Ayodhya. He is only concerned about the fact that there might be a Godhra-like situation, and he's hinting at that, and he says that he has information and intelligence about this particular incident, that there might be an untoward incident when people go ahead and visit Ram Mandir, especially the people of Karnataka. So this is absolutely shameful, trying to go ahead and create unrest as well as chaos too, because Suyesh, I was earlier also putting this into context, that that the BJP now is stating that the Congress themselves is divided. They themselves are divided over the fact whether to visit Ayodhya or not. And secondly, they're putting the ball in the court of the High Command, saying that it should be the AICC who will be taking in the final call, but they are ready to go, but they want a green signal from the AICC. Thirdly, somewhere, just a few days ago, the former the Dr. G. Parmeshwara, the Home Minister of Karnataka, clearly hinted that he is ready to go, but at the same point of time, there seems to be a bit of
Sorry, I'm having to interrupt you here, but let's also listen in from Mr. S. Prakash from BJP Karnataka, who's with us on the phone line. The BJP is obviously very angry over what the Congress is doing in Karnataka when it comes to arresting Karsevaks. But what do you possibly make of this particular statement coming in, where they go on to say that we must provide them security and they rake up Gujarat?
No, it is a very unfortunate and an irresponsible remark from the senior Congress leader. The Godhra, which happened about 20 years back, burnt alive 60 Karsevaks in the train. And what followed was a major riot. Hundreds of people have lost life. And Mr. Hari Prasad is suspecting a similar incident would take place in Ayodhya during the grand opening of Ram Temple. Does he mean to say the Muslim, the Hindus will be burnt alive again there? Why does he inciting people? Why does he feeding ideas to them to indulge in violence? This is very highly irresponsible. He should withdraw his statement and apologize for his irresponsible outburst.
Apology is certainly something, but most importantly, they must clear their position, Mr. Prakash, on where exactly they stand when it comes to Karsevaks, because they are the ones who have arrested the Karsevaks, and my colleague Prajwal also getting us details of how they are now trying to get bail. However, on the other hand, the Congress is saying that let's provide security to these Karsevaks. I mean, to send out such a confused message to the people of Karnataka, to the entire country, is rather going to put them on the back foot.
They are basically rattled by the enthusiasm people are showing over the Ram Mandir temple inauguration. They are feeling insecure over the incident. Each day, one or the other Congress minister or the MLCs are making atrocious statements against the Ram temple and the event. They are confused. They don't know what stand they have to take it. Their own party AICC leaders are also confused whether to attend or not to attend. They are in such a state of mind. And it is very unfortunate. A program which is not connected to politically, it is conducted by the Ram Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra Trust. They are trying to politicize it. Now they are trying to incite the people during the occasion. This is very sad.
Right, and I would quickly want your response on how the Karnataka Chief Minister is also defending the arrest of Karsevaks. In fact, if I could quickly quote him, he's gone on to say that I'm appealing to the BJP leaders in the state, stop playing petty politics in the name of God and religion and try to act as a responsible opposition. Unlike BJP's claim to make the country Congress free, we will not make boastful statements to make the state BJP free. I mean, can that even be believed given the kind of actions that the Congress has been going ahead with ever since they came into power back in Karnataka?
In fact, he is heading an irresponsible government in Karnataka. Instead of focusing on governance, instead of delivering the promises, developmental promises, he is every given opportunity attacking the majority community, taking action against them, and trying to give us sermons over how to behave. It is sad. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is heading an anti-Hindu government in Karnataka.
All right, Mr. Prakash, thank you so much for speaking to Republic. We'll try and get more reactions, but that is the word coming in from the BJP. After what has been said, first it was BK Hariprasad who went on to add that Karsevaks must be provided security in the state of Karnataka. This after the Congress has actually gone ahead to arrest them. And now this latest statement coming in from Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, who's gone on to defend the arrest of Karsevaks, saying that they are all for the greater Hindu devotee of Lord Rama, and rather appealing to BJP leaders in the state to stop playing petty politics. Anil Shetty, who is also from the Karnataka BJP, is with us on the phone line. Mr. Shetty, what do you make of this latest statement from Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, where he's gone on to defend the arrest of Karsevaks? On the other hand, BK Hariprasad adding that these Karsevaks must be provided security.
Siddaramaiah is time and again proved to be an anti-Hindu leader, and he's been doing this for a while now. If you see, in the past also, he's been very, very vocal, and he has taken some wrong actions against the Hindu Karyakartas, and his appeasement politics has reached a new high. Even when the whole country is celebrating Ram Janmabhoomi, Ram Mandir inauguration, and Karnataka people are now putting their head in shame because of this Chief Minister who has arrested a Karsevak, whom we are eternally indebted to. Our generation, my generation, is eternally indebted to Sikh Pujari and millions of Karsevaks who fought for the Ram Mandir. And it's a shame that Karnataka Chief Minister now gone and arrested the Karsevak, and his own Council of Ministers, including their senior leaders like B.K. Hari Prasad, been making this atrocious statements, and they have clearly shown us that they are not monetarily corrupt; they are also ideologically corrupt. This Congress government in Karnataka, led by Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar and their Council of Ministers, are not just monetarily corrupt; they are ideologically corrupt. When the whole country, our state, each and every person, each and every celebrating the homecoming of Sri Ram in Ayodhya and the beautiful temple, and they have to make it a point to give us a message to all the Hindu Karyakartas that we will not, in the name of appeasing to the Muslims, we will arrest the Hindu Karyakartas. And we are all together.
In fact, we certainly continue to get to the depth of this story, Mr. Shetty.
Yes. No, we have just...
And I want to thank you for speaking to Republic. Let me quickly cut across to Niranjan, who's joining us from the Kannada newsroom, as Republic is confronting B.K. Hari Prasad over his statement. And I believe some shocking, controversial statements that have been made by B.K. Hari Prasad. Niranjan, please tell us what he's saying.
Well, as we speak, Republic Kannada is confronting B.K. Hari Prasad. That soundbite is going live on Republic Kannada right now. We have confronted him, and in fact, he has made it worse. He has also said that there is a Godhra incident, Godhra-like incident possible, like just how Pulwama happened. So now he's taken it to another level, saying that Pulwama happened and that Pulwama was doctored to sort of give a clean chit to terrorists in that particular case. He's trying to imply that Pulwama was done by the government and that another Godhra will be possible. And he's trying to imply that the center will be behind another Godhra if and when it happens now. He's also saying, when Republic confronted him, that he's got credible information. He says it's credible information that he's got, that some sort of an incident like this could happen. And it's coming on the back of the arrest of a Karsevak in a case that dates back to the 1990s. After 31 years, there is the arrest of a Karsevak called Shrikant Pujari. And he's a 75-year-old auto driver who was also a part of the Ram Janmabhoomi movement. He's now been picked up by the police. And as we speak, you saw Prajwal also in Hubballi. There's a protest going on in different parts of Karnataka to protest against the arrest of a Karsevak, timed to the inauguration of the Ram Mandir. The state government says that they're trying to close all pending cases, trying to give an alibi perhaps to the arrest of this Karsevak. Coincidentally, even the FIR mentions that one of the cases for which he's been picked up is for the case that dates back to 31 years ago, and that's a long pending case. The Chief Minister says, I have asked the police to close all long pending cases. Now, that is one aspect of it. But when the debate around Karsevaks is going on to invoke Godhra and say that Karsevaks, and we all know what happened in Godhra, the train burning incident, and how Karsevaks and Rambaks were also victims in that particular, attack. It was an attack. Remember, it was an attack. Godhra was planned. Godhra was an attack. An entire bogie was burnt. And now to say another Godhra is possible, taking it to the next level while trying to fearmonger. And then he also, when confronted by Republic TV, when Republic Kannada asked him the question on why he made such a comment, B.K. Hari Prasad says it's not just an off-the-cuff comment, but he's got credible information that a Godhra-like incident, he says, and then he takes it another step further and says, just like how Pulwama happened, similarly another Godhra is possible, is what he says. In fact, they've taken it to another level altogether. You will remember that a few months back, you also had Uddhav Thackeray make a similar comment saying that another Godhra is possible. And coincidentally, another India Alliance leader now making that comment. And B.K. Hari Prasad is no small leader. He's been a parliamentarian in the past. He's a very, very senior Congress leader, part of AICC as well. Let me go across to Charu Pragya as well of the BJP joining us on the phone line. Charu, you have this comment coming in on the back of the arrest of a Karsevak in Karnataka. Another tall leader from the Congress in Karnataka called Hari Prasad saying that Godhra is possible and that the centre will be responsible for all Karsevaks. This is on the back of the arrest of the Karsevak here in Karnataka.
Good afternoon. And Congress is exposing its negative mindset and its frustration at finally a day arriving in this grand country where we are going to be doing the Pran Pratishthan of Bhagwan Sri Ram, not just India, not just Hindus. The world is waiting to celebrate. That is how excited everybody is. But Congress seems to have started feeling that they've lost the narrative, that every single bit of Hindu hatred they have leashed out in the last couple of decades has finally culminated in the awakening of the citizens in understanding that Congress is not the party and not the kind of people we want to be associated with. They are being rooted out systematically. And while we are here celebrating the grandest day, I think since our independence, this is going to be the grandest celebration in our country since independence, they cannot digest this. After 31 years, they arrest the Karsevak. Please tell me what case is pending after 31 years? Absolutely none, especially after the Supreme Court has already heard about the demolition of the Babri Masjid and no action had been taken then. So all of this shows that this is a witch hunt. They are hoping to cause some kind of a diversion. In fact, I would like to take this as a warning that because Congress is talking about a Godhra-like incident which was politicized by them, absolutely. Are they planning on doing something like that? And what is the source of their information? Has intelligence come and spoken to the MLA directly? Has the police told them anything? Or this is mere fear-mongering and making sure that the appeasement politics that they practice, they continue to practice that?
Yes. Yes, and then there's another. In fact, when confronted by Republic Kannada Charu, he also says that it just like how Pulwama happened. He says just like how Pulwama happened, Godhra could happen. So what he's trying to then imply is that Pulwama was created by India. Pulwama attack was created and executed by India itself.
I am glad you're mentioning
while comparing
this.
a Godhra to that.
Yes, I'm so glad you got this up again because they fail to understand that a terrorist attack is something entirely different. In fact, one of the biggest downfalls of Congress government has been that they have not been able to either understand or control terrorism in this country. And thankfully, that has come to a stop now with the Modi government at the helm of affairs. Pulwama was very unfortunate for our country, but we responded to it with all our might. We responded to it in a way that anyone looking at our country with those kind of ideas now is going to shudder in fear. What does Congress do? Again, even on a situation like Pulwama, they play politics on the dead bodies of our brave Jawans. They cannot even offer them the basic respect that they deserve. So they need to draw a distinction. I think being terrorism supporters for all these years has made a lot of lines very blurred for the Congress.
Done. Yeah, Charu, thank you for speaking to Republic TV. That's the BJP responding to the controversial comments coming in while a top Congress leader predicts, he says he's got credible information. God knows where he got that information from, while saying that another Godhra-like attack is possible and that the centre must shield Karsevaks. I'm handing it back to you for now. The story is getting bigger. We'll keep a close track here from the Republic Kannada newsroom. Back to you for now, Suesha.
On that note, we continue to get more voices and track the story closely. For the moment, sipping into a short commercial break. Also, a quick check of what's lined up on the other side. Arvind Kejriwal skips third summons. Aam Aadmi Party says probe agency notice illegal.
There's a way to open up a world of opportunities with the most reputed companies of the world. The way 98% of our students secured placement last year. With top rankings and coveted accreditation.
बॉडी है सेबी का अख्तियार है जो वो करना चाहे करेगी इसलिए जहाँ तक हिंडनबर्ग का सवाल है ये भी साफ है तो हमने पहले भी कहा था कि हिंडनबर्ग जो एसोसिएशन है या कंपनी है बाहर की उसका काम ही ये है कि मार्केटों में ऊपर नीचे उसको कराया जाए, उसमें हलचल करी जाए, सो दैट वो अपना प्रॉफिट बनाए। उसको शॉर्ट सेलिंग बोलते हैं कि अपना प्रॉफिट बनाए, इसलिए उनका पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट था इन चीज़ों में। लेकिन कोर्ट ने ये भी कह दिया है कि सभी की रिपोर्ट जो है उसकी प्राइवेसी होगी और कोई रिपोर्ट उसके ऊपर नहीं आ सकती।
सर शॉर्ट सेलिंग की इन्वेस्टिगेशन होगी तो उसमें से कुछ आगे चल के
अब जो होगी तो होगी। शॉर्ट सेलिंग जो लोग करेंगे उनका आएगा, उसमें अडानी ग्रुप का क्या लेना देना है।
सर हिमाचल के डीजीपी को एक बड़ी राहत फिलहाल मिली है।
आज हिमाचल के डीजीपी का मुकदमा लगा था कोर्ट नंबर 1 में, चीफ जस्टिस साहब की बेंच में। तो हाई कोर्ट ने ये एक ऑर्डर किया है कि हिमाचल के डीजीपी को अपनी पोस्ट से तबादला किया जाए, कहीं और भेजा जाए, क्योंकि कोई इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रही है जिसमें किसी कंप्लेनेंट का झगड़ा है किसी वकील और किसी और लोगों के साथ। तो हमने कोर्ट में ये भी कहा कि हिमाचल के डीजीपी का कोई लेना देना नहीं है, ये इनका आपस का झगड़ा है 3 लोगों का। तो हमने ये भी कोर्ट को ऑफर किया कि अगर कोर्ट चाहे तो सीबीआई को मामला दे दे। जो डीजीपी साहब है उनकी 30-35 साल की सर्विस है, उसमें कभी कोई गड़बड़ नहीं हुई और वो 3-4 महीने में रिटायर होने वाले हैं, तो उनको कोई लेना देना नहीं है, चाहे सीबीआई को भी दे दे। तो क्योंकि हाई कोर्ट ने ये ऑर्डर किया बगैर डीजीपी साहब को सुने, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा है कि आप हाई कोर्ट वापस जाएं और हाई कोर्ट को ऑर्डर किया है कि वो डीजीपी साहब को सुने, उनकी रिकॉल की दरख्वास्त सुने, फिर वो फैसला ले। और जब तक हाई कोर्ट फैसला नहीं करेगी रिकॉल पे, तब तक हाई कोर्ट का जो ऑर्डर है जिसमें ट्रांसफ़र किया गया है इनको अपनी पोस्ट से बाहर, वो स्थगित रहेगा, ऑपरेटिव नहीं होगा। तो इस बेसिस पे कल जो है अपडेट है हाई कोर्ट में, तो कल रिकॉल की दरख्वास्त दी जाएगी और वो 2 हफ्ते में उसकी सुनवाई होगी।
थैंक यू सर। थैंक यू सो मच।
All right, so that is the latest coming in on Mahua Moitra, as there is no relief for her. There is no stay in the expulsion for Mahua Moitra. And also, as per the latest, the next hearing in this case is in March 2024. In fact, in the Supreme Court, Justice Sanjeev Khanna rejected both Abhishek Manu Singhvi's appeal to stay the suspension order on Mahua Moitra's expulsion and expedite the hearing. In February, Supreme Court has sought a reply from Lok Sabha Secretary General on Mahua Moitra's petition within 3 weeks, and the next hearing is slated for the 11th of March. Shavan Sen with us on the phone line. Over to you, Shavan. No relief for Mahua Moitra. She continues to stay expelled, and the next hearing is slated in March 2024.
In fact, Tuesha, Supreme Court has now asked the Secretary General of Lok Sabha to file a response within 3 weeks. This is based on a plea that was filed by Trinamool Congress leader Mahua Moitra, and the matter is now going to be heard on 11th of March. In fact, there is currently no relief that has been granted to the Trinamool Congress parliamentarian. Justice Sanjeev Khanna rejected both Abhishek Manu Singhvi's appeal to stay the suspension order and hearing in February. And in fact, the Supreme Court has now asked for a reply from the Lok Sabha Secretary General on Mahua Moitra's petition. Remember, this was based on the committee report that was submitted before the Lok Sabha Speaker, with regards to the fact that they had recommended an expulsion of Trinamool Congress parliamentarian on the ground that there were national security concerns. More importantly, this was pertaining to the fact that certain questions that were basically asked by Trinamool Congress parliamentarian on the floor of the parliament was based on questions that were basically written by a competitor. In fact, a private person had access to her Lok Sabha credentials, and not just that, the logins that were made into her Lok Sabha account was largely being done from outside India. So much so, in the probe that was carried out by the committee, it turned out that more than 40 times logins were basically made from outside India. Something that she has already admitted that yes, that she had given access to a private businessman, and the fact that questions were posted on her behalf. The same very questions were asked on the floor of the parliament. That is the reason why, remember, the committee had indicated that
of grave concern, number one. Number two, that this tantamounts to national security concern. That is the reason why, remember, this was also a recommendation was made that the Central Bureau of Investigation should step in, and the Central Bureau of Investigation should be looking into these allegations.
All right, Shaman, many thanks for getting us those details. And a quick check of the other top stories we are tracking for you in brief this afternoon. As in a major development, NIA launched extensive raids in Haryana and Rajasthan spanning 31 locations in connection with Sukhdev Singh Gogamedi murder case. Notably, a significant number of raids targeted suspected gangsters primarily in Haryana. In a groundbreaking move, ED has initiated major action against several businessmen with close ties to the Jharkhand Chief Minister. Raids were carried out at over 10 locations. Notably, sources indicate that those under scrutiny have influential ties within political circles, intensifying the scope and impact of the ongoing investigations. Anti-encroachment drive took place at Jhandewala in Delhi to maintain law and order. A significant deployment of security forces was also implemented in the area. Time now for a short break. On the other side, big relief to Adani from top court. Supreme Court says no ground to transfer probe to SIT.
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि के माध्यम से किसानों की छोटी-छोटी जरूरतों को पूरा कर रहे हैं। इन खर्चों के लिए अब उन्हें किसी दूसरे के सामने हाथ नहीं फैलाना पड़ता।
यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री के विजन से प्रधानमंत्री किसान सम्मान निधि योजना लाई है उत्तर प्रदेश के करोड़ों अन्नदाताओं के चेहरे पर मुस्कान। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ के नेतृत्व में 2,63,00,000 किसानों को मिला है स्वाभिमान से जीने का अधिकार। किसानों के बैंक खातों में भेजे गए हैं 64,694 करोड़ रुपए। इस योजना के तहत सभी किसानों को प्रतिवर्ष उपलब्ध कराई जाती है 6,000 रुपए की आर्थिक सहायता। अब किसान भाइयों को कृषि कार्यों के लिए किस्मत के भरोसे नहीं रहना होगा। अन्नदाताओं का सम्मान, नए उत्तर प्रदेश की पहचान।
भाई इतनी बड़ी टाइल,
इतनी बड़ी बड़ी हिट्स आप लोगों ने मुझे दी हैं। टाइल्स तो बड़े होने चाहिए। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, टाइलों का सबसे बड़ा भाई। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, जमीन से जुड़े।
Kia, movement that inspires.
आंध्रा की वर्मा फैमिली को गरम भाजी पसंद है। आगरा की वर्मा फैमिली को धर्म भाजी पसंद है। फैमिलीज जितनी भी सेम लगे, होती अलग है। इसलिए नया वीमैक्स पोस्टपेड जो दे हर फैमिली को उनकी पसंद की चॉइसेस, जैसे इजी डाइनर, डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार एंड मोर। वीमैक्स पोस्टपेड, चूज व्हाट यू वांट टू यूज।
मोदी सरकार की गारंटी, कोई नहीं रहेगा भूखा। हर महीने 80 करोड़ लोगों को मिल रहा है मुफ्त राशन। हमारा संकल्प, विकसित भारत।
On to international updates. Severe destruction hit Ishikawa Prefecture in Japan following powerful earthquakes, causing extensive home damage and burying roads in landslides. As per reports, over tens of thousands of homes were destroyed in the incident. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida of Japan highlighted the nation's critical situation, stressing on the urgency of ongoing search for victims in the aftermath of devastating earthquake. He said that the country is at a critical moment and the rescue of disaster victims is a race against time. Australian PM Anthony Albanese extended support to Japan after a fatal earthquake and plane crash. Multiple powerful quakes in western Japan claimed 57 lives and caused widespread damage to numerous structures, vehicles and vessels. Time now for a short commercial break. On the other side, Varanasi court is all set to give verdict on whether sealed report containing details of ASI's survey in Gyanvapi are to be made public or not.
आपने सोमानी का नया रोल देखा? वही स्टाइल और रेंज सोमानी बाथवेयर में भी। सोमानी बाथवेयर।
हमारे देश को आजाद हुए 76 साल हो गए, लेकिन कई चीजों में हमको अभी आजादी नहीं मिली। जैसे कि सरकारी दफ्तरों में दुश्वारियां, परेशानियां, बदइंतजामियां। हमारे शहीदों को इस बात की कतई चिंता नहीं थी कि देश को आजादी मिलेगी या ना, लेकिन उनको एक बात की चिंता थी कि आजादी के बाद देश कौन से हाथों में जाएगा, देश के हालात क्या होंगे। हमने आजादी की जंग इसलिए लड़ी थी ताकि हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ियों की जिंदगी आसान हो सके, ना कि इसलिए कि वो जगह जगह पर सरकारी दफ्तरों में धक्के खाएं, परेशानियों का सामना करना पड़े। अगर जंग सबने इकट्ठे होकर लड़ी थी आजादी की, तो फिर सुख सहूलतें भी सबको इकट्ठी मिलनी चाहिए। हम तो शहीदों के पांव की मिट्टी के एक धूल के तिनके के बराबर भी नहीं है, लेकिन ये बसंती रंग की पग शहीदों के सपनों और इरादों की हमें याद दिलाती रहती है कि हमारे देश में आम लोगों के सिर्फ दिन रात नहीं, हालात बदलने चाहिए। चुनाव के समय हम लोगों के पास जा सकते हैं, तो चुनाव के बाद सरकार बनती है, तो सरकार बनने के बाद भी सरकारों को जनता के पास जाना चाहिए, ना कि जनता सरकारी दफ्तरों में खज्जल खुआर हो। यही आजादी के असली मायने हैं। शहीद आजम सरदार भगत सिंह जी के सपनों को साकार करने के लिए पंजाब सरकार ने फैसला किया है कि पंजाब के लोगों को अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर नहीं लगाने पड़ेंगे, बल्कि सरकारी दफ्तर खुद चल के लोगों के घर पर आएंगे।
अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर काटने की जरूरत नहीं, बस डायल करें 1076 और सरकारी सुविधाएं अपने घर पर ही पाएं। पंजाब की भगवंत मान सरकार आपके द्वार।
कोल का स्टाइलिश पंखा सिर्फ हवा ही नहीं देता, आपके आलीशान घर के कोने कोने में ठंडी हवा के झोंके पहुंचाता है।
कूल फैंस के स्टाइलिश डिजाइन से घर को सुंदर बनाएं। 5 स्टार BLDC कूल फैन से बिजली भी बचाएं।
समय आ गया है घर के पंखे बदलने का और कूल फैंस घर लाने का।
And while Prime Minister Modi is all set to arrive in central Kerala of Thrissur to participate in a mass convention organized by BJP state unit focusing on women empowerment, Prime Minister Modi, who will travel from Lakshadweep to Kochi this afternoon, is scheduled to conduct a roadshow in the city known as the cultural capital of Kerala. Getting you all the details in this report.
Thrissur city, known as the cultural capital of Kerala, is all set to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a short while from now. What you see next to me is the special vehicle that has been brought all the way from Ahmedabad, where Prime Minister Modi will be sitting on this vehicle and then traveling as part of his roadshow, where lakhs of people are set to be gathered all around Thrissur, the main circle in Thrissur. A special program is also being organized by the BJP today, known as Modi with Stree Shakti. Now, about 2 lakh women are all set to participate in the special extravagant show that is going to happen in the Tekinkad Maidan in Thrissur, known to be the nerve center of the city of Thrissur, where the famous Thrissur Puram also happens. So the city is all set in a vibrant mode. There is tight security that has been put in place. There has been a strict security corridor that has been put in place. Lots of restrictions put in place, but people are all set to gather around this 1.5 square kilometer radius, and they're all set to receive Modi.
Brace yourselves for a revolutionary leap into the world of news with the Republic World app. We are not merely presenting a news app. We at Republic TV are ushering in a new era of digital news consumption. The Republic World mobile app has the essence of power of breaking news and the heartbeat of our impactful shows seamlessly integrated into a singular dynamic platform for you. Join us, viewers, in an experience that goes beyond conventional news reporting. Don't merely witness the news, become a part of it. Download the Republic World app, now available on both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.
हमारे देश को आजाद हुए 76 साल हो गए, लेकिन कई चीजों में हमको अभी आजादी नहीं मिली, जैसे कि सरकारी दफ्तरों में दुश्वारियां, परेशानियां, बदइंतजामियां। हमारे शहीदों को इस बात की कतई चिंता नहीं थी कि देश को आजादी मिलेगी या ना, लेकिन उनको एक बात की चिंता थी कि आजादी के बाद देश कौन से हाथों में जाएगा, देश के हालात क्या होंगे। हमने आजादी की जंग इसलिए लड़ी थी ताकि हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ियों की जिंदगी आसान हो सके, ना कि इसलिए कि वो जगह जगह पर सरकारी दफ्तरों में धक्के खाएं, परेशानियों का सामना करना पड़े। अगर जंग सबने इकट्ठे होकर लड़ी थी आजादी की, तो फिर सुख सहूलतें भी सबको इकट्ठी मिलनी चाहिए। हम तो शहीदों के पांव की मिट्टी के एक धूल के तिनके के बराबर भी नहीं है, लेकिन ये बसंती रंग की पग शहीदों के सपनों और इरादों की हमें याद दिलाती रहती है कि हमारे देश में आम लोगों के सिर्फ दिन रात नहीं, हालात बदलने चाहिए। चुनाव के समय हम लोगों के पास जा सकते हैं, तो चुनाव के बाद सरकार बनती है, तो सरकार बनने के बाद भी सरकारों को जनता के पास जाना चाहिए, ना कि जनता सरकारी दफ्तरों में खज्जल खुआर हो। यही आजादी के असली मायने हैं। शहीद आजम सरदार भगत सिंह जी के सपनों को साकार करने के लिए पंजाब सरकार ने फैसला किया है कि पंजाब के लोगों को अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर नहीं लगाने पड़ेंगे, बल्कि सरकारी दफ्तर खुद चल के लोगों के घर पर आएंगे।
अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर काटने की जरूरत नहीं, बस डायल करें 1076 और सरकारी सुविधाएं अपने घर पर ही पाएं। पंजाब की भगवंत मान सरकार आपके द्वार।
भाई इतनी बड़ी टाइल,
इतनी बड़ी बड़ी हिट्स आप लोगों ने मुझे दी हैं। टाइल्स बड़े होने चाहिए। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, टाइलों का सबसे बड़ा भाई। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, जमीन से जुड़े।
मोदी सरकार की गारंटी, हर गरीब का मुफ्त इलाज। 55 करोड़ लोगों को दी हर साल 5 लाख रुपए तक के मुफ्त इलाज की निश्चिंतता। हमारा संकल्प, विकसित भारत।
After Karsevak arrest in Karnataka, Indi leader fear-mongers insinuates a Godhra-like incident. No stain expulsion for Mahua Moitra, next hearing in March 2024. Big relief to Adani from top court. Supreme Court tells Government of India and the SEBI to look into the Hindenburg malified case. Arvind Kejriwal skips third summons. Aam Aadmi Party says probe agency notice illegal. Varanasi court will today give verdict on whether sealed report containing details of archaeological survey of India to be made public or not. Viewers, we are live and breaking. I'm Shivangi Shakla. We're getting some breaking updates coming in. Fire broke out at National Highway in Khanna. A fuel tanker overturned, resulting massive fire at flyover in Punjab's Khanna area. Police have diverted the traffic and fire tenders are at the spot to control the fire. So what we see right now, viewers, is that there has been an alert coming in about a fire which is broken out in the National Highway. And what we see is that a fuel tanker overturned, resulting in massive fire at a flyover. The police have diverted the traffic and fire tenders at spot to control that fire. Well, that's what we're learning right now, and let's take our viewers through exactly what are the details that we have got so far. We still don't know what has caused the fire. The cause of the fire is still being ascertained, but this is a fire at National Highway. This is coming in from the state of Punjab, and a fuel tanker had overturned, resulting in a massive fire. Police have diverted the traffic and fire tenders are at the spot to control the fire. So top update coming here to Public TV. Let's take our viewers through exactly what's happening. In fact, shortly Amandeep will be joining us live to help us understand what has really happened. But so far we see that there has been a case. In fact, we have got the visuals for you on our screens now. So this is that visual, the fire at the National Highway in Khanna. You can see that massive flames are coming out of that vehicle. Black plumes of smoke and fire blazing out of the vehicle there. This is a fuel tanker which had overturned, and police have diverted the traffic to avoid any kind of a dangerous situation. Fire tenders have reached the spot to control that fire. So top update coming on to Public TV, and what we see right now is that Amandeep is joining us live. Amandeep, I'm coming to you. Amandeep, if you take our viewers through the visuals our viewers are seeing, firstly, has there been any kind of injuries or any kind of damage? Number two, do we know what is the cause of this fire? Has the cause been ascertained yet, Amandeep?
Well, Shivangi, so far the administration is trying to control the fire just because this tanker, the oil tanker, in fact, has been overturned at a flyover in Punjab's Khanna. And even after overturning, the fuel has spread on the road and that catches fire. And you can see that to some extent, some meters of the patch of the flyover has been captured and the entire flyover has engulfed into the fire. So first priority of the administration is to control the fire just because, Shivangi, this is the national highway which leads from Delhi to Amritsar and Khanna flyover. This entire city is being crossed on the national highway through the flyover, and now the traffic has been halted from both the sides for the precautionary measures, and even the advisory has been issued nearby the areas just because the residential areas are also located nearby the flyover, and administration has issued the advisory and sounded the alert in the area as well. And even the normal road going beyond the flyover, that has also traffic has been diverted to the other routes, to the link routes and from the inner city also. The priority is to control the fire. They are trying to douse the fire from the downside of the flyover, but the pressure is so low that cannot reach up to the flyover. And they try to control from both the sides. Though the tanker has captured on the one side of the road, but the fire tenders have been pressed into the service to dodge the fire from both the sides. Once they dodge the fire, only then they'll be able to know about the casualties and the injured person, and in fact they will open the traffic. So the priority is to control the fire. So far they are trying to control. Fire tenders have been pressed into the service, and even the traffic has been diverted. Sound has been advisory has been sounded in the nearby area, just because residential area is also nearby that flyover, as the entire incident has reported in the middle of the city. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Amandeep, for getting us all the details coming in. Amandeep, getting us top updates. Well, we are getting those visuals coming in at Khanna in Punjab National Highway. There, a fuel tanker has overturned, resulting in a massive fire at a flyover. But the traffic has been diverted, and fire tenders are at the spot to control that fire. So those are the top visuals coming in right now. This is a fire at the National Highway in Khanna, and like Amandeep has been getting us all the details. What we know is that the fuel tanker is overturned at a highway, but at the same time, we are learning that the roads have been cleared, the traffic has been diverted to control the fire. But the blaze is a very powerful blaze. We can see black plumes of smoke and a big blaze on those visuals. Let's move ahead now. All right, viewers, let's move ahead now to the other story we're tracking. Days ahead of the temple inauguration, Indy leader is back with fear-mongering politics. Now, BK Hari Prasad, Congress leader, has said, and I quote here, at the same time, back in Gujarat, Karsevaks were burnt alive in Godhra. They are attempting to replicate that incident in Karnataka. We must not allow such untoward incidents to happen here. We need to provide ample security to all those who visit Ayodhya. We cannot afford another Godhra incident in Karnataka. So the top update coming to Republic TV, where we are learning is that just days ahead of the temple inauguration, Indy leader is back with fear-mongering politics. BK Hari Prasad has said this. He has said that at the same time, back in Gujarat, Karsevaks were burnt alive. So we're seeing that one more controversial comment coming in, viewers, and this is happening as a Congress leader is saying that another Godhra-like incident comment coming in. Let's go ahead, viewers, and play out the reactions.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಹೋರಾಟ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನು ಬಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಪ್ರೇರಿತವಾದಂಥ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಂದೋಲನ ಅಂತಲೂ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಪೂಜಾ ಸ್ಥಳವನ್ನು ಧ್ವಂಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಟ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಇದು ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಉನ್ಮಾದ ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಲ್ಲ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಕಟ್ಟೆಚ್ಚರಗಳನ್ನು ಸಹ ವಹಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗುಜರಾತಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಸೇವಕರ ದಹನ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು ಗೋಧ್ರಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಅಹಿತಕರವಾದ ಘಟನೆ ನಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಅಯೋಧ್ಯೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಬಂದೋಬಸ್ತನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಗೋಧ್ರಾನ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
All right, viewers, what we see right now is more breaking update coming in. The BJP has reacted strongly to the incident and have condemned the fear-mongering done by Indy leader just days ahead of the inauguration. A national controversy over the Godhra comment coming in, where we are seeing that as a Congress leader has predicted Godhra, the BJP has reacted very strongly to this and has said very clearly and condemned the fear-mongering done by Indy leaders just ahead of the inauguration, just ahead of the Ram Mandir inauguration especially. Now what we see right now, remember that there has a comment has come in from BK Hari Prasad, Congress leader, who has said, and I quote here, at the same time in Gujarat, Karsevaks were burned alive in Godhra. They are attempting to replicate that incident in Karnataka. We must not allow such untoward incidents to happen here. We need to provide ample security to all those who visit Ayodhya. We cannot afford another Godhra incident in Karnataka. Let's go ahead, viewers, and play out this reaction.
It's an absolutely irresponsible statement. It is a statement to terrorize the Hindus. Because in Godhras, 160 people were killed. Hindu Karyakartas were killed by burning the rail. Quoting that incident, they are trying to terrorize all the Hindus. They are trying to terrorize all the Ram Bhaktas. The Godhra will be like incident will happen in Karnataka and Hindus will be burnt. So we are not going to sit and wait. We are not going to sit and watch what Congress is going to do. We will ensure that Hindus are protected in the countries. We will not allow this to happen.
All right, viewers, so what we see right now is one more controversial comment coming in right now from BK Hari Prasad, and we are seeing that there's a huge reaction from the BJP, where we are seeing that this kind of comment is definitely a shocker, where we are seeing the Congress leader has said that Godhra-like incident is waiting just ahead of Ram Mandir inauguration, and this is the top story we're tracking right now. And this is BK Hari Prasad's comments, which have come in the backdrop of the arrest of Shrikant Pujari, the Karsevak, who was allegedly involved in the Ram Temple agitation that took place in Hubballi. That is, in fact, let's go straight to Prajwal, who's joining us right now. Prajwal, you know, we are seeing a big reaction coming in from the BJP because a short while back, Hari Prasad, a Congress MLC, has made such a controversial comment. If you could take our viewers through what kind of row has it kicked off, especially with the BJP reacting strongly. And let's not forget that only 20 days, in fact, less than 20 days are left for the Ram Mandir inauguration, and we are seeing continuous politics and a war of words playing out, Prajwal.
Absolutely, Shivangi. Just 18 days left for the consecration ceremony of the Ram Temple, and we are seeing this full heated political battle blow up in the state of Karnataka over this entire issue. Now, what we get to understand over here is the context in which the Congress MLC BK Hari Prasad was speaking, because he's not only raked up the Godhra issue, he's also gone ahead and raked up the Pulwama issue, and this comes right after D. Sudhakar, yet another Congress minister in the state of Karnataka, had raked up the issue and insulting our martyrs as well. So this is absolutely shocking, but at the same point of time shameful as well, to go ahead and use this for their own political means too. And therefore now the BJP have gone ahead and slammed BK Hari Prasad for comparing the security situation, asking the government of Karnataka to go ahead and give security to the Karsevaks. Otherwise a similar incident like Godhra will be repeated, and the same harm will come over our Karsevaks as well. So therefore Arvind Kejriwal, who is also the deputy leader of opposition and the BJP MLA speaking, stated that this is absolutely shameful, and these comments that are being made is in complete disstate as well. And it is high time that the Congress becomes sensitive to such issues, because they also speak about the emotions of crores of people as well. So this is the sort of this is the sort of thoughts which is resonating with the BJP unit as well. And right now, where I'm standing in Hubballi, there is already a protest going on, and even this particular issue was raked up as well, and is now being pointed out, saying that this is absolutely
right, Prajwal. Well, thank you so much, Prajwal, for getting all the details coming in. We'll come back to you in just a moment, because a big controversy has erupted once more ahead of Ram Mandir inauguration, this time from Karnataka. Thank you so much, Prajwal. We are now continuing with the other updates we're tracking on Republic TV. On his two-day visit, PM Modi has arrived today in Lakshadweep, set to inaugurate and lay foundation stones of several development projects, including some in health, education, tourism sectors. PM Modi will be visiting Kerala today and is set to address a mass gathering of women at the BJP's Mahila conference. Preparations underway in Thrissur city to welcome PM Modi. The BJP has staged a protest against the arrest of the Karsevaks for allegedly involvement in the riots after Babri Masjid demolition in 1992. The protest broke out at Hubballi city of Karnataka, where the workers protested with slogans and posters. The NIA has conducted searches at 31 places in Haryana, Rajasthan in connection with the murder of Sri Rashtriya Rajput Karni Sena Chief Sukhdev Singh Gogamedi. At least 12 people died and dozens of people have been reportedly injured after a bus collided with a truck in Assam. The accident was reported in the early hours today near Golaghat district. Amid the increase in the COVID-19 cases across the country, a total of 5 deaths have been reported in the last 24 hours. India has reported around 600 fresh cases, and the active number of cases across 4,400 mark. The national convener of the Aam Aadmi Party and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is opting to once again abstain from appearing for the ED summons for questioning in Delhi excise case. Kejriwal was summoned concerning a money laundering case associated with excise policy. Earlier, the ED had previously issued summons to Kejriwal on November 2nd and December 21st. But he refused to appear before the federal agency on both occasions. AD bloc is calling the summon illegal, but the BJP is asking why is Kejriwal escaping interrogation. Listen to some of the reactions coming in on the story.
या केंद्र सरकार ने ये नहीं बताया कि वे अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को किस हैसियत से बुला रहे हैं। ना वो गवाह हैं, ना वो अभियुक्त हैं। ईडी ने अब तक साफ नहीं किया। टाइमिंग पे भी सवाल उठते हैं। ठीक लोकसभा के चुनाव से पहले जब सारे दल और केंद्र सरकार खुद लोकसभा के चुनाव की तैयारी कर रही है, उन चुनावों की कैंपेन से पहले मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को गिरफ्तार करने की साजिश केंद्र सरकार कर रही है, ताकि मुख्यमंत्री लोकसभा चुनाव की कैंपेन में ना जा पाए, उनको जेल में बंद कर दिया जाए।
तो चुनाव के पहले सीए का नोटिफिकेशन करने जा रहे हैं और हेमंत सोरेन के ऊपर के जो सहयोगी है उनके ऊपर इस समय छापा पड़ रहा है और छत्तीसगढ़ में चुनाव के समय झूठा आरोप लगाया गया बघेल जी के ऊपर और ईडी के गलत नोटिसेस गए, वहाँ पर दबाव डाला गया और वही विपक्ष के साथ किया जा रहा है। और विपक्षी गठबंधन में अरविंद केजरीवाल जी भी हैं, तो इलीगल है। सोच समझ के उन्होंने कहा होगा कि इलीगल है, लेकिन यह बात तो सच है कि इन सारी एजेंसियों का जो काम था वह न करके विपक्ष के ऊपर दबाव बनाने का ही काम कर रही हैं।
And hearing out the BJP has now asked, what is Kejriwal scared of? Why is he ducking the summons time and again? Listen in.
निश्चित तौर पर जो लोग राजनीति में आने से पहले ईमानदारी की दुहाई देते थे, आज सबसे बड़ी बेईमान पार्टी आम आदमी पार्टी बनी है, जिनके एक नहीं अनेक मंत्री जेल में है, उप मुख्यमंत्री जेल में है। अब मुख्यमंत्री भ्रष्टाचार के मामले में ईडी के समन को बार बार नकार के हाजिर नहीं हो रहे हैं। इससे स्पष्ट दिखता है कि कहीं ना कहीं दाल में कुछ काला है, या तो पूरी दाल ही काली नजर आती है।
जांच एजेंसियां आज बाज बन के ईमानदारी से भ्रष्टाचारियों को काट रही हैं, उनसे जनता की जो गाड़ी कमाई है उसका हिसाब मांग रही हैं। लेकिन कट्टर बेईमान अरविंद केजरीवाल जो कभी ये कहते थे कि भारत से भ्रष्टाचार को खत्म करना है, ये दीमक है। आज भारतीय राजनीति का वो भ्रष्टाचारी दीमक बन गए हैं जिनको ये गलत फहमी है, ये गुमा है कि मैं कानून से ऊपर हूं। संविधान की आपने शपथ ली है तो आपको तो चाहिए कि ईडी के पास स्वयं जाएं, खाता और बही दें और दिखाएं कि आपने कोई भ्रष्टाचार, कोई पाप नहीं किया। लेकिन अरविंद केजरीवाल को लगता है खाता ना बही, जो भ्रष्टाचारी अरविंद केजरीवाल कहे वो ही सही।
Mr. Kejriwal choosing to run away from the investigation into the liquor scam. Why is he not cooperating with the summons? What is it that he's fearful of? Has he got something to hide? These are important questions. Let's not forget that Mr. Kejriwal is the supreme leader of the Aam Aadmi Party. He heads the government of Delhi as the chief minister of Delhi. His colleagues are in jail being investigated for the scam. They are not getting bail. And Mr. Kejriwal, by not cooperating with the investigation, is sending out perhaps a message to the people, and they will be prone to believe that he has something to hide and he doesn't want the truth of the liquor scam to come out. Let's not forget, it is Mr. Kejriwal's government that scrapped the old policy, bought a new policy. In the new policy, when allegations of nepotism came, of favoritism came, of money perhaps exchanging hands, of the fact that the procedure was not followed, they immediately scrapped this so-called good new policy and brought back the old policy. Mr. Kejriwal and his government has much to answer.
In a big move, the MHA has stopped free movement regime along the Myanmar border with Manipur. Now, the arrangement allowed visa-free movement of people on both sides of border up to 16 kilometers and was seen as a contributing factor in the ongoing Manipur situation. So, what we see right now is a big update coming in where MHA has stopped the free movement. That is right, viewers. MHA has stopped the free movement of free movement along the Myanmar border with Manipur. So that is a big move by the MHA. Where we are learning is that the arrangement allowed visa-free movement of people on both sides of border up to 16 kilometers and was seen as a contributing factor in the ongoing Manipur situation. Let's go to Abhishek Kapoor, our senior executive editor, who's joining us now. Abhishek, we see that the union government has scrapped the free movement regime along the India-Myanmar border. Now, visas would be required now for border crossing. And if you could take our viewers through what was the reason behind this, because, of course, this is a very strong statement coming in from the MHA and the government.
Regime was in 2018 along India-Myanmar. It's a long. It was seen during the ongoing Manipur standoff that it played some contributing role in terms of illegals, in terms of mischief makers misusing the facility and moving around the unmarked, unfenced, porous border and indulging in crime. And remember, this was originally meant to be a facilitating factor in terms of movement of tribes, which are common to both sides of the border. But then, unfortunately, because it was seen to be misused, remember the Ministry of External Affairs about a month back issued instructions for all Indian citizens in Myanmar to register. And this process has gone on for about not month, but actually 2 months. And subsequently, we are seeing the Ministry of Home Affairs now getting in and taking a call that the FMR has to be suspended. So not the first time it's being done, but crucially this time it's connected with the law and order situation in Manipur. And it is hoped that once this free movement regime is suspended, the of illegals and mischief makers by crossing the border and hoodwinking the security agencies would be checked. Obviously, this is not a permanent stop. This is being suspended, and maybe a review would be done once the situation normalizes and Manipur, the calm prevails in Manipur and law and order situation is under control.
All right, thank you so much for joining us there. What we see right now, Abhishek Kapoor, senior executive editor, getting us top updates, and we are going to track the story very, very closely. A big message coming in from the MHA. Remember, the MHA has also made some very strong decisions in the past few days. Taking a very short break, much more coming up as we keep getting you top updates on India's #1 news channel, Republic TV. Big relief to Adani from top court. Supreme Court says no ground to transfer probe to Sen. Arvind Kejriwal skips his third summons. Aam Aadmi Party says probe agency notice illegal. Stay tuned.
There's a way to open up a world of opportunities with the most reputed companies of the world. The way 98% of our students secured placement last year, with top rankings and coveted accreditation to show for them. The MBA programs at the Amrita School of Business. Admissions have opened. Apply now.
आपने सोमानी का नया रोल देखा? वही स्टाइल और रेंज सोमानी बाथवेयर में भी। सोमानी बाथवेयर।
हमारे देश को आजाद हुए 76 साल हो गए, लेकिन कई चीजों में हमको अभी आजादी नहीं मिली। जैसे कि सरकारी दफ्तरों में दुश्वारियां, परेशानियां, बदइंतजामियां। हमारे शहीदों को इस बात की कतई चिंता नहीं थी कि देश को आजादी मिलेगी या ना, लेकिन उनको एक बात की चिंता थी कि आजादी के बाद देश कौन से हाथों में जाएगा, देश के हालात क्या होंगे। हमने आजादी की जंग इसलिए लड़ी थी ताकि हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ियों की जिंदगी आसान हो सके, ना कि इसलिए कि वो जगह जगह पर सरकारी दफ्तरों में धक्के खाएं, परेशानियों का सामना करना पड़े। अगर जंग सबने इकट्ठे होकर लड़ी थी आजादी की, तो फिर सुख सहूलतें भी सबको इकट्ठी मिलनी चाहिए। हम तो शहीदों के पांव की मिट्टी के एक धूल के तिनके के बराबर भी नहीं है, लेकिन ये बसंती रंग की पग शहीदों के सपनों और इरादों की हमें याद दिलाती रहती है कि हमारे देश में आम लोगों के सिर्फ दिन रात नहीं, हालात बदलने चाहिए। चुनाव के समय हम लोगों के पास जा सकते हैं, तो चुनाव के बाद सरकार बनती है, तो सरकार बनने के बाद भी सरकारों को जनता के पास जाना चाहिए, ना कि जनता सरकारी दफ्तरों में खज्जल खुआर हो। यही आजादी के असली मायने हैं। शहीद आजम सरदार भगत सिंह जी के सपनों को साकार करने के लिए पंजाब सरकार ने फैसला किया है कि पंजाब के लोगों को अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर नहीं लगाने पड़ेंगे, बल्कि सरकारी दफ्तर खुद चल के लोगों के घर पर आएंगे।
अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर काटने की जरूरत नहीं, बस डायल करें 1076 और सरकारी सुविधाएं अपने घर पर ही पाएं। पंजाब की भगवंत मान सरकार आपके द्वार।
Viewers, after Karsevak arrest in Karnataka, Indie leader fear mongers insinuates Godhra-like incident. No stay in expulsion for Mahua Moitra next hearing in March 2024. A big relief to Adani from top court. Supreme Court tells Government of India and the SEBI to look into Hindenburg malified case. Arvind Kejriwal skips third summons. Aam Aadmi Party says probe agency notice illegal. Varanasi court for today gave verdict on whether a sealed report containing details of archaeological survey of India will be made public or not.
BJP leaders
are being detained by the cops as well. So this is a massive ruckus out there on our screens as more and more leaders are being taken in. Mahesh Tenginkai there trying to put up a fight with the cops, saying that he just wants to go ahead and just take a look at Shrikant Pujari out here. So look at this. The MLA is protesting against the cops from his own town too. So this is a massive protest out here where the BJP Karyakartas are being picked up as well. Amidst all the security that is going on, we're looking at more and more BJP leaders who are now being bundled into these buses as well. So the police had brought in these buses as a preemptive measure. They brought in these buses as a preemptive measure. So you can clearly go ahead and look in at the sort of protest that is going out here as more leaders are being taken in and all of them are being bundled off into the buses as one set of BJP leaders have already been taken in by the cops as well, with the leaders shouting out, we are having Mr. Jai Shri Ram.
ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನವರು ಹಿಂದೂ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರ ಮೇಲೆ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನತಾ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಮೇಲೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಕರಾಳ ಕಾನೂನನ್ನು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಬೇಕಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ವಿರೋಧ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ.
No, that was Mr. Bellad out there because now the bus has detained all these leaders and is moving off completely out here with Mr. Bellad going ahead and speaking there, saying that this is an atrocity against the Hindu workers in the state of Karnataka by the government. So all of them being detained and they are being taken away to an unknown location. So they have been picked up after they tried to lay siege to the police station as well. So all said and done, there's a lot of ruckus and chaos breaking out. There's a lot of ruckus and chaos which is breaking out over the arrest of the Karsevak out here. So out there as more and more number of workers are being detained and taken into custody. Even as we continue this coverage, you can go ahead and notice that some of the major leaders have now been picked off. They have been picked off now. Some of the major leaders, they have been taken away. But there are some more leaders as well, because we are getting to understand that the MLA, Mr. Mahesh Tenginkai, is yet to leave. He's yet to leave. He's still staging a massive protest. He's not gone. The leader of the opposition, R. Ashoka, as well, going ahead and protesting in a huge way as well, with chants of Jai Shri Ram being heard everywhere. And the senior police officials have now come in. They're trying to go ahead and reason. As well. Let's go across and get in a voice from one of these workers who's being detained and let's see what they have to say in this particular regard as well, as all of them are going ahead and chanting with chants of Jai Shri Ram out here as well. And this is definitely quite... Now look at this. You can clearly go ahead and look at this. R. Ashok having a heated conversation here. With the top cops. We're getting you these visuals from outside the town police station in Hubballi. R. Ashoka out there arguing with the cops. He's not willing to give up his ground. He's saying that he wants to go ahead and, we have to go ahead and meet Shrikant Pujari. Look at it. The number of protesters only swelling in numbers. Police bringing in additional forces now. The women police personnel are also being pushed in. KSRP platoons being deployed as well. The ACP as well as the inspector coming out of the town police station, along with the assistant commissioner of police too. This is also the assistant commissioner of police's office as well. Look at the chants as well of Jai Shri Ram. So it's completely chaotic. Women workers being taken away. Take a look at this. Women workers now being taken away by the women police personnel, and more and more number. Look at them. This is a huge show of strength by the BJP, demanding that Karsevak Shrikant Pujari should be released with immediate effect. It's out there. They're also setting the tires on fire. They did go ahead with it. The police are going ahead and dousing it. Now Mr. R. Ashoka is still in the front. R. Ashoka is still there at the front. He's relentless. He's unwilling to move there. You can look at it. He's trying to climb over the barricade. So each one of them being taken in now. You can look at the police inspector as well. You can look at the police inspector as well, who is trying to drag them, trying to take them out too. R. Ashoka still stands firmly by his ground and says that he does not want to leave. He does not want to leave. One man standing, because now all the Karyakartas are being taken away along with their leaders, and they are being detained. Mahesh Tinginkai and Arvind Bella detained, with R. Ashoka again going ahead and leading from the front and requesting the police to let him inside the police station to go ahead and look as to what is the sort of investigation that is going on. Senior police officials are now going ahead and having a word with Mr. R. Ashoka, asking him to go on and pacify the BJP workers as well, stating that things should be ending peacefully because they have so far given permission to protest right in front of the police station. So this is a huge ruckus that is breaking out. They are also trying to in fact go ahead and reason out with him. We'll also go ahead, try to speak with him as well, because right now you can look at it. The Commissioner of Police is also right here. Just focus on that visuals a bit. The Commissioner of Police has come in. Renuka Sukumar, the Commissioner of Police, has come in out there. R. Ashoka, in fact, going ahead and speaking to the Hubballi Dharwad Police Commissioner, where she was the one who first initially made a statement that 37 people belonging and with the long pending cases of crimes have been taken in, and this was also a routine case as well. So Ashoka trying to have a word with her and understand as to why was this case revived or reopened after 31 years too. So that is the sort of conversation that is happening between the Commissioner of Police of Hubballi Dharwad, between the Commissioner of Police Hubballi as well as Mr. R. Ashoka as well. So the Karsevaks, the BJP activists, pro-Hindu activists on one side, trying to put up a fight. They're still not going on, and you can also go ahead and listen to these chants and echoes of Jai Shri Ram out there. So it's a massive protest. They're still going ahead, putting up a fight, saying that it is relentless. They are not willing to listen to what the police will have to say, and they are also demanding that he will have to be released. He will have to be released as well. So this is the sort of developments that is happening in the heart of Hubballi. Now you're looking at a BJP worker. You're looking at a BJP worker who is trying to go ahead and argue, trying to put his point forward, saying that workers will have to be released as well. Sada, if we could just move in a bit this side, if we could just move in a bit as well. So this is the sort of visuals that you are getting out here with R. Ashok, the ACP, the Commissioner as well. He's moving now. He's moving. We will just track him. We will keep tracking Mr. R. Ashoka. We will keep tracking Mr. R. Ashoka, and we will also try to go ahead and speak to him, get in a word from Mr. R. Ashoka as well as to what is the sort of response that he's got from Renuka Sukumar, the Commissioner of Police as well, and we will quickly go ahead and get in a word from him and ask him as to what he has discussed with the Commissioner of Police, because more and more number of people coming in, jostling, trying to go ahead and get in a word from Mr. R. Ashok and ask him exactly as to what is the sort of conversation that he's had with the Commissioner, that he's gone ahead and had with the Commissioner as well. Now we are seeing more and more female Karyakartas also joining him.
ಇದೊಂದು ಗೂಂಡಾಗಿರಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, ಮಾನವೀಯತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಭಯೋತ್ಪಾದಕರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಯೋಗ್ಯತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಜೆಹಳ್ಳಿ ಘಟನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆದಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಿರಿಯಾನಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಮ ಭಕ್ತರನ್ನ ನೀವು ಬಂಧಿಸ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೇಡಿಗಳು ನೀವು. ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ 100% ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಮನವಿ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾದ್ರೂ ಬಿಡಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಒಳಗಡೆ, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ. ನಾವು 3 ದಿನ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ, 3 ದಿನದೊಳಗಡೆ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನ್ನ ಸಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಈಗಲೇ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆ, ಆದರೆ ಸಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ. ಸಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋವರೆಗೂ ನಾವು ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗಡುವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ ನಾವು. ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಮುಂದುವರಿತದೆ. ಹಿಂದೂ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇಡೀ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಹಿಂದೂ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ತರ ಹಲ್ಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಜೈಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ನ್ಯಾಯ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಯಾರು ಹಿಂದೂ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು ಭಯ ಬೀಳುವಂತ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ನಾನಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇಡೀ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಇದೆ, ಇಡೀ ಹಿಂದೂ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಇದೆ, ಯಾರು ಭಯ ಬೀಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಗೊಡ್ಡು ಬೆದರಿಕೆ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯನವ್ರ ಗೊಡ್ಡು ಬೆದರಿಕೆ ಯಾರು ಬೆದರಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಥ 100 ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಬಂದ್ರು ಎದುರಿಸುವಂತ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಹಿಂದೂಗಳಿದೆ.
That was in fact Mr. R. Ashoka, who was going ahead and giving a statement out there and stating that we are not afraid of all these threats. We are not afraid of these threats. We will make sure that no matter what, the Karsevaks will be going ahead and getting justice as well. Let's also try to go ahead and get in a word from a few of the Karsevaks out here on the other side as well, because we are trying to go ahead and get in a reaction as well, because we're also seeing Mr. Mahesh Tenginkai out there. We're also seeing Mr. Mahesh Tenginkai out there.
So viewers, what we see right now is big protests happening there in Karnataka, where we see huge anger against the Karnataka government. Remember, the BJP also launching protests across Karnataka with the arrest of the Karsevak in the Ram Temple agitation 31 years ago. At the same time, we are seeing that a lot of controversy erupting after we saw that the Karnataka police had arrested Shrikant Pujari in this case. Now we see that BJP has planned a statewide protest, and we see huge protests happening in Karnataka. Now this, remember, is happening after the arrest of Shrikant Pujari in a 31-year-old case. Let's move ahead, viewers, to the other stories we're tracking. PM Modi inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of several development projects worth around 1,156 crores. PM Modi also distributed laptops, bicycles, Kisan cards and Ayushman cards to the beneficiaries of several schemes. PM Modi, while addressing the public rally in Lakshadweep, said that the government of India is trying to bring Lakshadweep prominently on the international tourism map. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar will co-chair the 7th India-Nepal Joint Commission meeting in Kathmandu on 4th and 5th of January, following an invitation from Nepal's Foreign Minister. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah was seen refusing to enter the temple in Vijaypura, district of Karnataka. Viewers, getting some big breaking update coming here to Republic TV. And what we know so far, viewers, is that Republic has accessed Kejriwal's reply to ED. Remember that Kejriwal has once again, he had decided to abstain from appearing for the ED summons for questioning in the Delhi excise case. And what we see right now is the top update coming in with the national convener of Aam Aadmi Party and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is opting to once again abstain from appearing the ED summons for questioning in the Delhi excise case. And after this, we see that Republic has accessed Kejriwal's reply to ED. We'll tell you exactly what he has said so far. Let's take our viewers to exactly what he has said. From what we have got in this, he is saying that surprised that UED have once again worded summons in the same format as before without giving any response to my earlier replies. We'll put that entire reply on your screen for your viewers, but Kejriwal has replied back to the ED and Republic TV has accessed that entire reply. We'll put that up on the screen for you to take you through exactly what it has said. But remember, a huge controversy has already erupted with the Kejriwal missing and skipping the ED summons in the excise policy case. Now, this is the third time that Kejriwal has gone ahead and he has skipped, I repeat, he has skipped the ED summons once again for the third time, viewers. So, top update coming on Republic TV. Now, Kejriwal has said again and again that Arvind Kejriwal has said that he's willing to cooperate with the ED, but they argued that the intent behind the summon is to facilitate his arrest. So he's saying that Aam Aadmi Party has said time and again that he's ready to cooperate with the ED, but the agency's notice is illegal. and the intention is to arrest Arvind Kejriwal. So that is what the Aam Aadmi Party has been maintaining about the ED summons, and time and again Aam Aadmi Party has said that this is political vendetta. But Republic TV has accessed that entire note, the reply of Arvind Kejriwal to the ED, and he has raised some objections in that entire letter, which has in Republic TV that has we have got for you. So those objections are on your screen right now, where he has mentioned a couple of points. Especially, he is saying, if I read it out, one of the objections that he has raised, he said, "I'm surprised that you have once again sent same worded summons in the same format as before without giving any response to my earlier replies. Therefore, I assume that you do not have any valid reason or justification for issuance of these summons." So Kejriwal maintaining the same stand. Let's go to Harsha, who's joining us live. Harsha, you know, the Republic TV has accessed the entire letter, and he has once again highlighted the same thing that he has been saying again and again. He is saying that there has been no justification, valid justification, for why he should appear before the ED. Harsha, take us through the details and what else has he said in that letter?
So there's a second summon which was issued by ED to Arvind Kejriwal to appear before the Enforcement Directorate, and there are several allegations against the Aam Aadmi Party. But there's a second time where Arvind Kejriwal has responded and has clearly stated that this entire ED summon is politically motivated, and there has not been clearly mentioned that whether he is summoned being a CM of Delhi or as an Aam Aadmi Party's national convener and national president, and has not been clear, and the summon was just before he left for Vipassana, and therefore because of these things and ED summon being politically motivated, therefore he is not coming and he will not appear before Enforcement Directorate. He also stated that Enforcement Directorate has to clear-cut indicate and mention that in the summon that for what reason they are summoning Chief Minister of Delhi, and that is the reason why Arvind Kejriwal is not appearing in front of Enforcement Directorate today. Also, and Shivangi, there is a second summon to Arvind Kejriwal, Delhi CM, from the Enforcement Directorate, but till now he has not appeared, and he has also stated that it is politically motivated. There is no allegations against Arvind Kejriwal, and it is all being done just before Lok Sabha 2024 elections to stop Arvind Kejriwal for campaigning in different states, and therefore it is also to disrupt and got a rift between in the Alliance Party, and that is the reason to stop him from the Lok Sabha election campaign. This entire thing is being done by Enforcement Directorate, and that is the reason he will not be appearing in front of the agency for the questioning. So he has responded then that through letter, and Shivangi, earlier also when the first summon was issued by Enforcement Directorate to Arvind Kejriwal, that time also Arvind responded through a mail and letter to ED for not appearing in front of Enforcement Directorate, stating that it is politically motivated. Now we have to wait and watch exactly whether there will be any third summon which will be issued to Arvind Kejriwal, or whether ED will take some other steps. Back to you.
Right. So we are getting those details coming in right now from Harsha. In fact, let's take a view as to exactly what's happened. Once more, Arvind Kejriwal has skipped the ED summons. Republic has accessed Kejriwal's reply to ED, and those replies are on your screen. Kejriwal has said that he is not clear if I'm summoned as a witness or a suspect, and the summons appear to be nature of roving inquiry. So top update coming on Republic TV, where Kejriwal is telling to ED once again that no valid reason was given for summons, and this is a matter which is very vague in nature. So that is the top update coming on Republic TV, and as we keep getting you more updates, let's tell our viewers exactly what is happening at this point of time. What we see right now is that Kejriwal has also presented a the objections he has raised for the ED summons once more. We'll take you through exactly what is happening, but this is the top story that we are tracking for you on Republic TV. So Kejriwal is saying that no response has been given to the earlier letter, and we are also seeing that ED is not coming out, maintaining secrecy and silence over why has he been summoned. So that's a top update coming on Republic TV, and we are getting you top updates here. So we'll be tracking the story very closely here on Republic TV, waiting for more of our reporters and our editors to join and help us understand what is really happening. But Kejriwal has once again given a reply to the ED, and Kejriwal has time and again, through some excuse or the other, not turned up for the ED summons. Right now, we're taking a very short break. Much more coming up as we keep getting our viewers top updates. Varanasi court will today give verdict on whether a sealed report containing details of Archaeological Survey of India was made public to be or not.
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
आपने सोमानी का नया रोल देखा? वही स्टाइल और रेंज सोमानी बाथवेयर में भी। सोमानी बाथवेयर।
मोदी सरकार की गारंटी, महिलाओं के लिए धुआं मुक्त रसोई, प्रधानमंत्री उज्ज्वला योजना के तहत 10 करोड़ गैस कनेक्शन, हमारा संकल्प विकसित भारत।
Whenever I had ice cream or cold water, I would experience a sharp shooting sensation. So I just kept ignoring it. Even my hot chai was giving me the same amount of discomfort. My dentist recommended Sensodyne. So now I can be completely carefree and sip my hot cup of tea. It really works.
Back up. Hey, कुछ खबर है? तुम्हारी गाड़ी कहाँ है? कहाँ रिपेयर हो रही है?
गैराज में। Good night. Windshield fix हो गई. Final checkup done. Car is here.
इतनी जल्दी? सुमन चाचा पेमेंट.
बेटा कैशलेस है. तीर कहाँ लगेगा?
दिल पे.
कार इंश्योरेंस हो लेना तो एको चेक कर लेना.
जामनगर की भट्ट फैमिली को तारे देखना पसंद है. जम्मू की भट्ट फैमिली को सितारे देखना पसंद है. फैमिलीज जितनी भी सेम लगे होती अलग है. इसलिए नया वीमैक्स पोस्टपेड जो दे हर फैमिली को उनकी पसंद की चॉइसेस, जैसे ईज माई ट्रिप, Amazon प्राइम एंड मोर. वीमैक्स पोस्टपेड, चूज व्हाट यू वांट टू यूज.
गाड़ी लेने से पहले टाटा एस गोल्ड पेट्रोल CX का दिल, यानी इसका इंजन देखा. ये इतना बढ़िया है कि 18 किलोमीटर प्रति लीटर तक का माइलेज तो हंसते हंसते दे जाएगा. अब तेल के दाम तो बराबर ही हैं, पर इस गाड़ी की कीमत है कम, इसलिए अब हर ट्रिप में खर्चा है कम और मुनाफा ज्यादा. तो अब सोचो समझो और टाटा एस गोल्ड पेट्रोल CX लो.
Viewers, we'll have a breaking and we go back to our top story. Republic has accessed Kejriwal's reply to the ED. And remember that Kejriwal has now called the ED summons illegal, invalid, even raised the vested interest argument. In fact, Kejriwal has once again skipped the ED summons. And he has also done this earlier. So that is the top story we're tracking right now on Republic TV, where once more we see that Arvind Kejriwal skips ED summons in the excise policy case. And what we see right now is that the entire letter has been accessed by Republic TV, the letter that he has written to the ED. Now, he has called the entire summons illegal, invalid. He has also said and skipped the summons, saying that ED should reply to him, and they have not replied to the earlier inquiries that he has sent. He's also saying that he's busy in Republic Day celebrations in reply to the ED, and he has also asked ED to reply back in the letter and has alleged a bid to tarnish his reputation. Now, time and again, Kejriwal in the past has also stood up for his ministers, Aam Party ministers, who have been caught in the excise policy radar, who have been under the radar for a very long time. He has always said that Aam Party is completely clean and does not indulge in corruption. Even we are seeing the top leaders have been under the radar of the liquor gate probe. Let's go to Abhishek Kapoor, who is joining us in our studio, our senior executive editor. Abhishek, I'm coming to you right now. You know, Kejriwal has sent a huge reply, very long letter, and he has mentioned many details in that letter. If you could take our viewers through what that letter says and the kind of argument that Kejriwal is making for not coming to ED for the summons that he has been issued.
All right, so it's a 5-page response, and it would be interesting for the viewers to understand what Mr. Kejriwal is saying. He is essentially saying that the summon is not clear about whether Mr. Kejriwal's personal attendance is sought as Chief Minister of Delhi, as convener of the Aam Aadmi Party in his personal capacity as Chief Minister, or as someone who helms the Aam Aadmi Party or is the Aam Aadmi Party Supremo. And that's the basic premise from where the letter begins. And then he goes on to say that there seems to be a problem. The earlier summons are similarly worded. The ED has not bothered to respond to his queries that he has raised in response to earlier summons. He's suggesting that there seems to be an element of political motivation in the manner in which the investigation is being carried out. He's saying that there is an element of mala fide, given the fact that the summons are leaked to the media even before they reach him. He's suggesting that in the earlier communication, he has asked some questions which the ED has not bothered to respond to. And that's why he says that this kind of non-disclosure and non-response approach smacks of arrogance and obstinacy and tantamounts to assuming the role of judge, jury and executioner. So instead of responding to whatever the Enforcement Directorate wants him to and to submit himself to process of law, Mr. Kejriwal is actually making very strong accusations against the law enforcement agency. And I'm again going by the communication that Mr. Kejriwal has sent to the Enforcement Directorate. Point number 9, in fact, says that the elections to the Council of Estates, that is Rajya Sabha, from the state of Delhi, as in for the members of Rajya Sabha from the state of Delhi, are happening as we speak. 3rd January, that is today, is the time when the process of election starts and is going to be completed by 19th of January. And he, as the convener of the Aam Aadmi Party, is needed to be part of the process, to supervise, to guide the process so far as his party is concerned. He has also said at point number 10, that being the Chief Minister of Delhi, he is quite occupied in planning and preparation for several programs and functions for the Republic Day also, which happens to be January 26. And in these circumstances, he says that I hope I shall act as per law by transparently and fairly considering my objections. So he has said that please consider my objections, consider that I have preoccupations, first with the Rajya Sabha elections and then with the Republic Day events, and hence I cannot come. And then says, if you respond to my questionnaire, and in the meanwhile, if you want that you can be satisfied with a written reply to whatever questions you have, then he is more than willing to help. He has not said anywhere that he can submit himself physically to questioning at later stage. He is saying that I am busy. If you want, send me a written questionnaire and I'll give a written reply, and that should suffice. And he has used some provisions of the PMLA, which is the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and said that his personal appearance is not required. So in a way, in effect, Shivangi, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal effectively has refused to appear in person. This is the 3rd summon. Remember, there can be many more. This is a process can go on till the time that the ED decides that enough is enough, and then they have to follow it up with whatever process is available in terms of issuing warrants and to summon a person with the force of the warrant. But what is important is that as of now, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has chosen A, not to appear in person, and B, to raise questions about the motivations of the entire investigation and to question the intentions of Enforcement Directorate, calling it judge, jury and executioner, and to tell the Enforcement Directorate officer, it has been addressed to Mr. Joginder, who is Assistant Directorate in the in the Directorate of Enforcement in the Ministry of Finance, and the address is Pravartan Bhavan, which is at the APJ Abdul Kalam Road, New Delhi. And he has, as I mentioned, gone on to say that, like in the case of earlier summons, so in this case, I'm not coming, seems motivated. This is investigation which is being carried out for vexatious considerations, And so you first answer the questions I am raising, and then maybe I can answer whatever questions you have.
Right.
Shivangi.
Well, Abhishek is getting us all the details. Abhishek Kapoor getting us top updates. And Abhishek, I just want to ask you about what has happened in the past, because, you know, we kind of did expect that Kejriwal would be skipping these summons, because in the past he's always stood by his ministers who are in Liquorgate net already, because we see in the past Sanjay Singh or whether it be Manish Sisodia, he has stood up for them. But after we saw that they were implicated, there seems to be a little bit of downturn in the confidence that Arvind Kejriwal has right now. So much so that, is it a possibility, is that the reason why he's not turning up for the summons?
Well, that's going to be a legal response, and obviously it is up to the Aam Aadmi Party to frame their legal response, Shivangi. But what is important is that the first summon was issued on 2nd of November 2023. At that time, Mr. Kejriwal had said that he was busy with the elections going on in the 5 states. The second summon was issued on 20th of December last month, and that time he, in fact, he was supposed to appear on 21st of December as per the summon, but he chose to go for the Vipassana course in Punjab, and the Vipassana course began exactly on 21st of December, so that was the excuse. And this time he's saying that today, in fact, the process for elections to the Council of Estates or the Rajya Sabha from Delhi, and that Delhi elects 3 Rajya Sabha MPs, is beginning today and going to go until 19th of January, after which he would be busy for a week with the 26th January Republic Day festivities, because the government, as Chief Minister, he is involved in the process. So that is the reason why he is not going. So first summon he was busy with the elections, second summon he was busy with the Vipassana course, and the third one he's again busy with the elections. And obviously by the time 26th January is over, and there would be budget session of the Delhi Assembly also, and then of course the general election cycle. So effectively, if you look at it, if there are 2 more summons after a gap of 20 days each, you can expect the reply to be along similar lines. And as I said, this is a conjecture, but I'm saying that this is a possible excuse that Mr. Kejriwal could give. But what is important is that he has said that he's willing for a written reply to a questionnaire sent by the Enforcement Directorate, and that his physical presence is not needed, which means there is an indication that even if this is followed by few more summons by the Enforcement Directorate, as is the process, it's unlikely that the Delhi Chief Minister and the Aam Aadmi Party National Convener, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, is going to submit himself to those summons.
This happens to be a very, very important story, Abhishek, because we are discussing the story because we have seen in the past the kind of politics and war words that we have seen with both the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP holding press conferences and bringing Liquorgate to the fore. Liquorgate was something that we spoke a lot about on Republic TV. Got information about the connections between some key players. Till now and before the Lok Sabha elections, this does seem to be a very crucial and key point here, isn't it, Abhishek?
Well, you see, we don't know whether for the Enforcement Directorate that's going to be a consideration that there are state elections, there are Rajya Sabha elections, and there are general elections. But for a political party, obviously these are considerations. Insofar as the other accused already in custody are concerned, you are right, Shivangi. The fact is that right up to the Supreme Court, the bail applications of Sanjay Singh, of Manish Sisodia, of others, of which they have been rejected. And we have seen how in the specific instance of Manish Sisodia just a month and a half back, we had the Supreme Court, topmost court of the country, saying that there seems to be a money trail, there seems to be a scam, we can't help it, we can't give bail. And that's why Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister, who also happened to be the Excise Minister at that time, continues to remain in judicial custody. So obviously there are issues with the excise policy scam, and given the fact that the buck stops typically with the party supremo, that's why perhaps the Enforcement Directorate wants to question him. But then there is a legal loophole which Arvind Kejriwal has found, which is that the Enforcement Directorate has to clarify whether he has been called as an accused or a witness, because that's not clear from the summon, whether he has been called as Chief Minister, whether he has been called as a convener of the Aam Aadmi Party. And so I think there is a play of words there. And surprisingly, the third time the ED has issued the same summon, not clarifying that position which Arvind Kejriwal wants plugged. So whether there is something between the agency and its legal team, or whether this is part of a process, a normal process which the agency wants exhausted, is something we have to wait and watch. Maybe we can get Shawan and try to understand why this is happening, that every time Arvind Kejriwal gets an opportunity to ask the Enforcement Directorate why the agency is not clarifying whether he has been called as a witness or an accused. And that would, I think, plug the gap. But having said that, till the time that gap is there, Mr. Kejriwal has continued to respond in a similar manner. And I think in this communication, at least he has made it clear that he is not appearing in person at all unless the ED responds with the answers to his questions, and if need be, a questionnaire which he can give a written reply to.
Thank you, Abhishek, for joining us here. Abhishek Kapoor, Senior Executive Editor, getting us top updates coming in. As we have gone ahead, we have got that exact letter where Kejriwal has applied to the ED. In the reply, Kejriwal has called ED summons illegal and invalid. Let's move ahead right now to the other story that we are tracking, and this is the big story as Republic has accessed Supreme Court order copy in the Adani-Hindenburg case. And a big relief for the Adani Group, the Supreme Court has now said that there is no valid ground to direct SEBI and has further asked to complete probes within the next 3 months. So that's the top update coming here, Republic TV. Remember that just a short while back, we saw that the Supreme Court issued a decision on petitions demanding an inquiry into the charges of accounting fraud and stock manipulation against Adani Group firms, which were alleged in a research report by US short seller Hindenburg Research. And after the completion of the arguments on November 24th, the CGI has declared decision in the case had been reserved, and the top court has ruled that the report by Hindenburg or anything like that cannot be used as a foundation for a further investigation. Let's go straight to Shawan Sen, our senior editor. Shawan, you know, the Supreme Court has further asked the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, to proceed with its investigation in accordance with the law. And this is a very, very big update we have got. And now Republic TV has accessed the order copy. If you could take our viewers through the order copy and break it down for our viewers and why the points made by Supreme Court are significant in this context.
Well, in fact, Shivangi, a batch of petition was being heard by a 3-bench judge in the Supreme Court. This petition was seeking an independent inquiry. This after aspersions were being cast on the SEBI, and not just that, also the Supreme Court committee that was basically formed to look into the allegations that have been leveled against Adani group of companies. Now, as far as the Supreme Court is concerned, there are multiple takeaways from the verdict that was delivered roughly around 10:30 this morning. The first big takeaway is the fact that there wouldn't be any independent probe, reaffirming the faith on the examination that is being carried out by SEBI. Over the last 6 to 8 months when the investigation was going on, SEBI was largely looking into one, whether at all there has been any sort of fair price manipulation, whether at all there was an attempt that was made by the Adani group of companies to jack up their share prices, and also the involvement of offshore accounts. On that count itself, the Supreme Court has reaffirmed its faith as far as the investigation that is being carried out by SEBI. So much so, Supreme Court has made it abundantly clear that there are certain legal framework which is being looked into, and there is no question into meddling into the affairs of SEBI. So that is point number one, which is very clear. The second aspect is with regards to the alleged role of Hindenburg. Supreme Court today has instructed the government of India as well as SEBI to look into whether at all there are any sort of malified intentions on the part of Hindenburg, because remember the report that came out thereafter, it led to a loss as far as the Adani group of companies are concerned. And not just that, also the interest of Indian investors. That's the other important factor that has been taken into account by the Supreme Court. And this is something that has been hailed by several other independent legal luminaries with whom we spoke a short while back. They say that today the Supreme Court has also looked into the interest of Indian investors, because reports of this nature actually affects the investment health. And that is the reason why looking into the intention of Hindenburg would become extremely important, and an independent investigation should be also looking into this entire matter. Now, for those who have been complaining the fact about whether at all there is any sort of conflict of interest, they were largely relying on newspaper reports that had come most of these reports that were published by Western media outlet. There too, the Supreme Court has clearly stated that there is no question of relying on newspaper articles or for that matter any third-party report, because that has to be taken with a pinch of salt. They say that all these articles that have been published so far is without any proof, and based on which one cannot come to any sort of conclusion when it comes to the SEBI. This is the reason why there is a clear endorsement, a stamp on the investigation that is being carried out by SEBI, which is certainly a big relief for the Adani group of companies, and it has also been reflected in the share prices. This morning, in anticipation of the verdict, the share prices of Adani group of companies, at least some of the enterprises, particularly the energy enterprise, did actually see a fair share hike. Roughly about 10% is what we saw before the verdict actually came in. We'll also put out the latest update in terms of where does the stocks really stand as far as the Adani group of companies are concerned. Now, what next? In fact, the Supreme Court has given time to SEBI to complete their entire examination or entire investigation in the next 3 months. Of the 24 matters that were being looked into, 22 matters is where the SEBI has already completed their examination, and a month of roughly about 3 months, the time that has been given by the Supreme Court to SEBI to complete this entire matter so that the entire picture would come out. There is already a preliminary investigation that has been carried out, and SEBI has already given a clean sheet to the Adani group of companies.
Why is this vindication? Because, they've of course been fighting it out. He has tweeted saying Satyameva Jayate, etc. Now, for the Adani group, what does this, judgment mean? Shawan?
Sorry, Niranjan, I just missed your question. If
Checking
you could
if,
repeat
Shawan
that.
Can hear me there. Shawan, I was checking, because for the Adani group, they've been fighting this Hindenburg report for some time now. What does this judgment mean for the company, for the group? Because we saw the kind of campaign that was launched after that report came out, the kind of hit they took in the market. Now, investor confidence is one, and you spoke about that being reflected in the stock market sentiment. But overall for the group and the kind of projects that they are into, what does this judgment now mean?
Well, undoubtedly, this comes across as a big relief for the Adani group of companies. But having said that, there hasn't been any official statement that has been put out by them so far, because it did not really involve, there was no hearing that actually took place with regards to their say on this entire matter. But having said that, Mukul Rohatgi, who's been representing the Adani group of companies, have once again pointed out the fact that during the course of this entire hearing, they had made it abundantly clear that SEBI, it finally rests with SEBI to come with their final conclusion on this entire matter. But a preliminary investigation that was carried out raised the question about, if at all there is a fair price manipulation that was being spoken about, how exactly would the company thereafter be able to raise the kind of equity that they did in the last couple of months despite the initial setback? Let me also point this out. We were looking at over $140 billion loss that the company was actually looking at soon after the report that was actually published, and it was put out in the open. This was at a time when the company was actually going public in terms of raising more funds and, more importantly, looking at projects outside India. So much so, a case in point, Niranjan, I would like to point out is with regards to a project that the Adani group was looking at in Sri Lanka, and of course therein came the US interest too. In fact, it is the US which has also given a clean sheet as far as the project in Sri Lanka is concerned. The borrowings that the company has been able to raise over the last couple of months also gives a clear indication that not only is the company right now staying afloat, but it is certainly thriving in terms of, if you see the market sentiment right now with regards to Adani group of companies. But where comes the malified intention here? If at all there is, that is the reason why the Supreme Court today has instructed the government of India as well as SEBI to look into whether at all there has been any sort of malified intention on the part of Hindenburg. The reason being is this. It is not just one company that you're talking about in India, but there are several other conglomerates outside India, particularly in the United States of America. And if you look at the pattern that has basically been established with Hindenburg, the short seller, putting out reports which has only damaged not only the interest of the company, but also looks at vested interests, whether at all they have any sort of vested interest. For instance, whether at all there is a George Soros link, because if you see several conglomerates abroad, in particular in the United States of America, has indicated the fact that George Soros has been behind several of reports that have come out in the public. So the fact of the matter is, today when the Supreme Court says that if at all there is a hint, keeping in mind there have been multiple reports that have been published in the last couple of months indicating the timing of the report that was published. Second, without much evidence that was basically put out, they have come to some sort of a conclusion. Many would say that the report was looking at a lot of conjecture, which did not only hurt the interest of the company, but also it did actually hurt the interest of Indian investors. That is the reason why when I asked this question to Mr. Siddharth Luthra, a legal luminary here in the national capital, he made it very clear that today this is not only about the Adani group of companies, but it is also about the Indian investors. A lot of people who have put in their money, their hard-earned savings into the share market, they would have also lost it only because of the kind of report that has been published. That is the reason why perhaps there has to be a fair check, a mechanism to be put into place so that those with a vested interest, those who are against the growth of India, growth of Indian companies, possibly there would be some mechanism that would bring an end to such kind of short selling or such kind of loopholes that do exist, enabling these people, these groups with vested interest to carry on with their activities.
Thank you for joining us with those inputs on the big Adani verdict, a big relief for the group as the Supreme Court stands by what SEBI has been doing. We're also ruling out any malafide. Let's move on and get you some other top stories we're tracking here on Republic TV from our newsroom in Bengaluru this evening. Prime Minister Modi inaugurated and laid the foundation of several developmental projects valued at over 1,150 crore in Kavarati, Lakshadweep. The Prime Minister also distributed laptops, bicycles, Kisan cards, Ayushman cards, beneficiaries of several schemes. Prime Minister Modi, while addressing the public rally in Lakshadweep, said that the government of India was trying to bring Lakshadweep prominently on the international tourism map. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will co-chair the 7th India-Nepal Joint Commission meeting in Kathmandu on the 4th and 5th of January, following an invitation from Nepal's Foreign Minister N.P. South. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah seen refusing to enter the Garbhagudi of Vagdevi Temple in Vidyapura district of Karnataka. The visuals that came in on Tuesday. Amidst the wrestlers' protest against the WFI chief, accusing him of sexual exploitation of women wrestlers. Young wrestlers held protests against Olympic winning wrestlers Sakshi Malik, Vinesh Fogart, Bajrang Punia at Jantar Mantar in Delhi. As COVID-19 cases surged across the country, sub-variant JN1 cases also seen increasing. Total tally in India crossing 500 mark from 11 states. Karnataka leading with almost 200 cases. And getting you that controversial statement from Karnataka, where you had Karsevak arrested, one Karsevak arrested after 31 years, and another comment being made by a very senior Congress leader saying that he's predicting a Godhra-like incident in Karnataka. No stay in expulsion for Mahua Moitra next hearing in March 2024. It's a setback for her.
भाई इतनी बड़ी टाइल,
इतनी बड़ी बड़ी हिट्स आप लोगों ने मुझे दी हैं। टाइल्स तो बड़े होने चाहिए। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, टाइलों का सबसे बड़ा भाई। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, जमीन से जुड़े।
हमारे देश को आजाद हुए 76 साल हो गए, लेकिन कई चीजों में हमको अभी आजादी नहीं मिली। जैसे कि सरकारी दफ्तरों में दुश्वारियां, परेशानियां, बदइंतजामियां। हमारे शहीदों को इस बात की कतई चिंता नहीं थी कि देश को आजादी मिलेगी या ना, लेकिन उनको एक बात की चिंता थी कि आजादी के बाद देश कौन से हाथों में जाएगा, देश के हालात क्या होंगे। हमने आजादी की जंग इसलिए लड़ी थी ताकि हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ियों की जिंदगी आसान हो सके, ना कि इसलिए कि वो जगह जगह पर सरकारी दफ्तरों में धक्के खाएं, परेशानियों का सामना करना पड़े। अगर जंग सबने इकट्ठे होकर लड़ी थी आजादी की, तो फिर सुख सहूलतें भी सबको इकट्ठी मिलनी चाहिए। हम तो शहीदों के पांव की मिट्टी के एक धूल के तिनके के बराबर भी नहीं है, लेकिन ये बसंती रंग की पग शहीदों के सपनों और इरादों की हमें याद दिलाती रहती है कि हमारे देश में आम लोगों के सिर्फ दिन रात नहीं, हालात बदलने चाहिए। चुनाव के समय हम लोगों के पास जा सकते हैं, तो चुनाव के बाद सरकार बनती है, तो सरकार बनने के बाद भी जनता सरकारी दफ्तरों में खज्जल खुआर हो। यही आजादी के असली मायने हैं। शहीद आजम सरदार भगत सिंह जी के सपनों को साकार करने के लिए पंजाब सरकार ने फैसला किया है कि पंजाब के लोगों को अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर नहीं लगाने पड़ेंगे, बल्कि सरकारी दफ्तर खुद चल के लोगों के घर पर आएंगे।
अब सरकारी दफ्तरों के चक्कर काटने की जरूरत नहीं, बस डायल करें 1076 और सरकारी सुविधाएं अपने घर पर ही पाएं। पंजाब की भगवंत मान सरकार आपके द्वार।
कुछ खबर है? तुम्हारी गाड़ी कहाँ है? कहाँ रिपेयर हो रही है?
गैराज में। विंडशील्ड फिक्स हो गई। फाइनल चेकअप डन। कार इज हियर।
कार इंश्योरेंस हो लेना तो एको चेक कर लेना।
Thrissur city, known as the cultural capital of Kerala, is all set to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a short while from now. What you see next to me is the special vehicle that has been brought all the way from Ahmedabad, where Prime Minister Modi will be sitting on this vehicle and then traveling as part of his roadshow, where lakhs of people are set to be gathered all around Thrissur, the main circle in Thrissur. A special program is also being organized by the BJP today, known as Modi with Stree Shakti. Now, about 2 lakh women are all set to participate in the special extravagant show that is going to happen in the Tekkingkad Maidan in Thrissur, known to be the nerve center of the city of Thrissur, where the famous Thrissur Puram also happens. So, the city is all set in a vibrant mood. There is tight security that has been put in place. There has been a strict security corridor that has been put in place. Lots of restrictions put in place, but people are all set to gather around this 1.5 square kilometer radius, and they're all set to receive Modi.
Taking a short break now, coming back with that big build-up to the Gyanvapi verdict expected today. Gyanvapi verdict expected anytime now. We're counting down to that. The Varanasi court will give its verdict on whether the sealed report containing details of the Archaeological Survey of India can be made public or not.
QS&THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
हिंदुओं की आस्था के सबसे बड़े केंद्रों में से एक, पावन और धार्मिक नगरी अयोध्या, भगवान श्री राम की जन्मभूमि है। इसी राम नगरी में ही साकार हो रहा है करोड़ों सनातनियों का सदियों पुराना सपना। मंदिर के उद्घाटन का भारत समेत दुनिया भर के राम भक्तों को बेसब्री से इंतजार है। जैसे जैसे इस भव्य मंदिर में दर्शन की तारीख नजदीक आ रही है, वैसे वैसे आस्था का सैलाब हिलोरे ले रहा है। जनवरी 2024 में रामलला अपने भव्य धाम में विराजमान होने वाले हैं। दशकों से संघर्ष और त्याग के बाद जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला आया तो पूरे देश की उम्मीद भरोसे में बदल गई। उसी विश्वास के पहिए को प्रधानमंत्री मोदी और सीएम योगी ने रफ्तार दी।
Whenever I had ice cream or cold water, I would experience a sharp shooting sensation. So I just kept ignoring it. Even my hot chai was giving me the same amount of discomfort. My dentist recommended Sensodyne. So now I can be completely carefree and sip my hot cup of tea. It really works.
आपने सोमानी का नया रोल देखा? वही स्टाइल और रेंज सोमानी बाथवेयर में भी। सोमानी बाथवेयर।
मोदी सरकार की गारंटी, सस्ती दवाई, अच्छी दवाई, कम से कम 75% डिस्काउंट। अब तक जरूरतमंदों के 23,000 करोड़ रुपए बचे। हमारा संकल्प विकसित भारत।
जब डेटा ब्रीच अलर्ट के बिना हो हैकर्स के पास अथॉरिटी, फिर किस बात की साइबर सिक्योरिटी। क्विक हील, आज के लाइफ की प्रायोरिटी साइबर सिक्योरिटी।
All right, you're getting in some breaking news update right now that the Varanasi court on the Gyanvapi matter, the Varanasi court is likely to pronounce its verdict on 3 subjects tomorrow. This is an update that we're getting in right now, that the Varanasi court likely to pronounce its verdict on the 3 subjects tomorrow. It's now been deferred. The verdict will be given tomorrow. That's the breaking news update that's now coming in. The district court is likely to give its verdict on the ASI report status tomorrow. The Varanasi district court was expected to give that all-important verdict on the issue that's been at a logjam. The Archaeological Survey of India conducted a survey at the Gyanvapi complex, submitted a report on the 18th of December, and the tussle between the Hindu and Muslim sides is over the status of the survey report. And the matter went to court. Muslim side wants that the report not to be made public, but the Hindu side, the Hindu plaintiff, wanting the survey report to be in the public domain. The latter making an application in court, and it's expected now that the Varanasi court will deliver that verdict tomorrow, and the verdict will decide whether the Archaeological Survey of India's report will be made public. And we're expecting that report to be made public or not, and the verdict on that in just a few hours from now. It was expected to come today, but it's coming in tomorrow. Not sure whether it will be in the first half. The decision by the district court could once again open up an all-new debate. The survey was conducted for over 90 days, pictures of which were accessed by Republic TV, pictures that we put out on Republic TV of Hindu emblems, Hindu symbols on the Gyanvapi site, showing signs of the presence of a temple in that particular site. Ajay Dubey is joining us with more details. Ajay Dubey, हमें बताइए कोर्ट में क्या हुआ, और कल जब कोर्ट का आधार आएगा तो फैसला आ जाएगा, तो वहाँ पे उस फैसले में क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं हम? किस 3 मुद्दों पे कोर्ट फैसला दे सकता है?
मांग कर रहा था मछलियों को लेकर।
अजय,
आप लोग बार-बार रख रहे थे, हिंदू पक्ष बेहद एग्रेसिव हो गया था। कल लगता है कि आपकी मांग कैसे रिस्पॉन्स आई?
All right, I think we have a poor audio line there with him there. Ajay Dubey, our correspondent in Varanasi, will go across to him. He's outside the Varanasi court. There are some more developments. I'm trying to get more details of the developments as well. Getting in some more updates that the ASI has also made an appeal in court asking for the report not to be made public. I'm waiting for details of that. These are some more details that we'll pick up in just a short while from now. The verdict expected on 3 issues, and it will be out tomorrow. Let's move on and get you some more breaking news updates that we're tracking here on Republic TV this afternoon. All right, let's move on and get you that big story of Arvind Kejriwal. He's been summoned several times by the Enforcement Directorate in the Delhi liquor policy scam, in which his own party leaders have been arrested. His own party is under the scanner. And Arvind Kejriwal has written to the Enforcement Directorate questioning the need for a summons by the Enforcement Directorate, which is probing this particular scam. Here are some responses that came in to the controversy surrounding Kejriwal refusing to appear before the agency.
ईडी ने या केंद्र सरकार ने ये नहीं बताया कि वे अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को किस हैसियत से बुला रहे हैं। ना वो गवाह हैं, ना वो अभियुक्त हैं। ईडी ने अब तक साफ नहीं किया। टाइमिंग पे भी सवाल उठते हैं। ठीक लोकसभा के चुनाव से पहले जब सारे दल और केंद्र सरकार खुद लोकसभा के चुनाव की तैयारी कर रही है, उन चुनावों की कैंपेन से पहले मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को गिरफ्तार करने की साजिश केंद्र सरकार कर रही है, ताकि मुख्यमंत्री लोकसभा चुनाव की कैंपेन में ना जा पाए, उनको जेल में बंद कर दिया जाए।
तो चुनाव के पहले सीए का नोटिफिकेशन करने जा रहे हैं और हेमंत सोरेन के ऊपर के जो सहयोगी है उनके ऊपर इस समय छापा पड़ रहा है और छत्तीसगढ़ में चुनाव के समय झूठा आरोप लगाया गया बघेल जी के ऊपर और ईडी के गलत नोटिसेस गए, वहाँ पर दबाव डाला गया और वही विपक्ष के साथ किया जा रहा है और विपक्षी गठबंधन में अरविंद केजरीवाल जी भी हैं, तो इलीगल है। सोच समझ के उन्होंने कहा होगा कि इलीगल है, लेकिन यह बात तो सच है कि इन सारी एजेंसियों का जो काम था वह न करके विपक्ष के ऊपर दबाव बनाने का ही काम कर रही हैं।
निश्चित तौर पर जो लोग राजनीति में आने से पहले ईमानदारी की दुहाई देते थे, आज सबसे बड़ी बेईमान पार्टी आम आदमी पार्टी बनी है, जिनके एक नहीं अनेक मंत्री जेल में है, उप मुख्यमंत्री जेल में है। अब मुख्यमंत्री भ्रष्टाचार के मामले में ईडी के समन को बार बार नकार के हाजिर नहीं हो रहे हैं। इससे स्पष्ट दिखता है कि कहीं ना कहीं दाल में कुछ काला है, या तो पूरी दाल ही काली नजर आती है।
जांच एजेंसियां आज बाज बन के ईमानदारी से भ्रष्टाचारियों को काट रही हैं, उनसे जनता की जो गाड़ी कमाई है उसका हिसाब मांग रही हैं। लेकिन कट्टर बेईमान अरविंद केजरीवाल जो कभी ये कहते थे कि भारत से भ्रष्टाचार को खत्म करना है, ये दीमक है। आज भारतीय राजनीति का वो भ्रष्टाचारी दीमक बन गए हैं, जिनको ये गलत फहमी है, ये गुमा है कि मैं कानून से ऊपर हूं। संविधान की आपने शपथ ली है, तो आपको तो चाहिए कि ईडी के पास स्वयं जाएं, खाता और बही दें और दिखाएं कि आपने कोई भ्रष्टाचार, कोई पाप नहीं किया। लेकिन अरविंद केजरीवाल को लगता है खाता ना बही, जो भ्रष्टाचारी अरविंद केजरीवाल कहे वो ही सही।
Mr. Kejriwal choosing to run away from the investigation into the liquor scam. Why is he not cooperating with the summons? What is it that he's fearful of? Has he got something to hide? These are important questions. Let's not forget that Mr. Kejriwal is the supreme leader of the Aam Aadmi Party. He heads the government of Delhi as the Chief Minister of Delhi. His colleagues are in jail being investigated for the scam. They are not getting bail. And Mr. Kejriwal, by not cooperating with the investigation, is sending out perhaps a message to the people, and they will be prone to believe that he has something to hide and he doesn't want the truth of the liquor scam to come out. Let's not forget, it is Mr. Kejriwal's government that scrapped the old policy, bought a new policy. In the new policy, when allegations of nepotism came, of favoritism came, of money perhaps exchanging hands, of the fact that the procedure was not followed, they immediately scrapped this so-called good new policy and brought back the old policy. Mr. Kejriwal and his government has much to answer.
Today, once again, Mr. Kejriwal has skipped the third summons also. This shows that chor ki munch mein tinka zarur hai, that there is something to hide, therefore he is acting like an absconder and like a criminal. Perhaps he knows that all of this victimhood card, this card that it is being done deliberately to target us, is not giving any results. Courts have not given bail to Manish Sisodia. Courts have not given bail to Sanjay Singh. Vijay Nair is in jail for 1 year. And the courts have established there is a money trail. And the courts have said that there is no political vendetta. Despite that, they play the same stale victimhood card, the same stale political targeting card. Congress party, your ally, has said that this case is genuine and you have done corruption. Are they also doing political vendetta against you? Instead of answering the specific questions on Sharab Ghotala, why you have given 2.5% commission to 12% commission, why you have allowed private sector to come into wholesale, why you have allowed blacklisted manufacturing companies to come in, how you have allowed thousands of crores of profit to go to the Sharab companies. Instead of answering this question, instead of telling us about the corruption that you have done, which was masterminded by you, because if there was no corruption, why did you take the policy back? Instead of that, today Arvind Kejriwal has done a complete political U-turn. You remember under Anna Hazare, he used to say, first istifa, then janch, for Lalu Prasad Yadav, for Mulayam Singh Yadav, for Sonia Gandhi, for Rahul Gandhi. And today he says, I will not cooperate with the janch. This is the complete political conversion of Arvind Kejriwal in the presence and company of Lalu Prasad Yadav and DMK leaders like Bon Moody, who have been convicted for corruption.
Getting in some breaking news now, the Congress party responding to the judgment on Adani. Congress party saying that Supreme Court is extraordinarily generous to SEBI, casting aspersions perhaps. Congress party saying Supreme Court verdict does not answer their questions on Adani. Congress in a detailed statement put out by Jairam Ramesh, continuing with the Adani rant despite the Supreme Court verdict this morning. As the Congress party says, none of their questions stand answered after today's judgment. Congress party also saying that the expert panel formed by Supreme Court is not likely to submit a report soon. So these are some of the details of what Jairam Ramesh has said. Jairam Ramesh, on behalf of the Congress party, is the General Secretary of the Congress party, has put out a detailed statement while questioning the verdict and also raising some questions on the investigation once again, despite a Supreme Court verdict, like they've done in the past, questioning the order of the Supreme Court, saying that it is unclear what will change in the next 3 months than the model code of conduct for the Lok Sabha elections coming into effect, exposing, establishing a clear link between money flowing out from the pockets of India coal utilities and electricity consumers and the funds flowing into Adani Group companies. The Congress party saying it's concerning that SEBI has asked for extension after extension while the media has produced expose after expose. Now, God alone knows which media Jairam Ramesh is referring to, because most of the reports have already called out Hindenburg. Congress saying that those describing the judgment as a clean chit are the same as those who describe the expert committee report as a clean chit. Now, this is what the Congress party has just put out, a detailed two-page statement by Jairam Ramesh that's just been put out. And we'll go across to Shravan. But the Congress party, it appears, will continue to question the courts, the investigation by saying that SEBI failed to complete its investigation, saying SEBI failed to complete its investigation into the violation of securities laws and stock manipulation by the Adani Group. Jairam Ramesh, batting for the Congress party, saying it's unclear what will change in the next 3 months than the Model Code of Conduct for the Lok Sabha elections, while describing the judgment, saying that those describing the judgment rather as a clean chit are the same as those who describe the expert committee report as a clean chit. So these are some details and excerpts of what the Congress party has said in its detailed judgment. In fact, let me try and read out from the Congress party statement. It is a statement issued by Jairam Ramesh. All right, I think we have some live pictures of Prime Minister Modi in Kerala. Let's go across straight to that. Prime Minister Modi in Kerala, live pictures coming in. Let's go across.
प्रधानमंत्री रोड शो कर रहे हैं। आप देख रहे हैं किस तरह से लोग फूलों की वर्षा कर रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री के रोड शो पर। और इसके बाद प्रधानमंत्री का केरल के त्रिशूर में ही जो स्त्री शक्ति रैली है उसमें भी प्रधानमंत्री संबोधित करने वाले हैं। और हमारी संवाददाता आयशा खानम यहीं पर त्रिशूर में इस रोड शो में उपस्थित हैं, उनसे फोन लाइन पर जुड़ते हैं और उनसे अपडेट लेते हैं। आयशा, रोड शो की शुरुआत हम देख रहे हैं, लोगों में जबरदस्त उत्साह, फूलों की बारिश। आयशा
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का रोड शो शुरू हुआ यहाँ पर त्रिशूर के सरकारी अस्पताल के पास से और अब काफिला आगे बढ़ रहा है।
All right, live pictures coming in from Kerala as the Prime Minister begins his roadshow in Thrissur. The Prime Minister's roadshow are being live right now as he goes to God's own country. This is the roadshow.